Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Champions League day. I wish I could say it was exciting. Don't know if I am excited. How are you all feeling? Welcome to anyone who's in the broadcast. Hopefully we will get a win tonight. So look, let's jump in. Whoever's in the chat, put a comment in so we can see who's in the chat, who's in there, who's watching. Let's start by looking at the team news. Was anyone shocked by the team news? Gone back to a 3-4-3. Of course, it's Bissouma who's dropped out. No Emerson Royal. We've got Doherty in there today, and no Sessegnon. So we've got Paratici in there. No Longley, and Lucas Moura comes in to complete the 3-4-3. When we look at this, is this a positive lineup? Is there a lot more he could do? Is there anything else anyone would have wanted to see? Is this a signal? Hear me out. Is this a signal that everyone we bought in the window, other than Perisic, isn't really his player? Because we've got to a big Champions League game. That's a must-win. Let's be really honest. It's a must-win. Win this and we qualify. And you've got all the signings, other than Richarlison who's injured and Perisic who's playing. Spence, Longley, Bissouma, Forced, none of them playing. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this is a case of, again, us seeing that the window wasn't as good as many of the fans thought it was? Because lots of people did think it was a very good window, didn't they? So you guys let me know what you think. Who's looking forward to this? Who's looking forward to this game? I'm probably a bit harsh in my... Well, no, I'm probably not. I'm very honest in my assessments, where I don't feel the games are as exciting anymore. You know, I don't look forward to them as much. But surely we win tonight. We qualify for the Champions League knockout stages. Surely that's something good, right? Surely. So I'm just going to quickly update YouTube, let everybody know that we are live. Would you guys have started Royal over Doherty, Sessegnon over Perisic, Longley over Davis, Hill over Lucas Moura? Again, what does it hold for Hill? What does this say for him? That he can't get in. Kulusevski's out, Richarlison's out, Lucas Moura's next in line. Hill can't get a start unless he can't even get a start when all of them are injured. So what do you think? You guys tell me. There's already been a couple of games in the Champions League tonight. Inter Milan have secured their place in the next round, and I believe, somebody will tell me if I'm wrong, that actually knocks Barcelona out of the Champions League. I don't believe they can now qualify. Somebody will tell me if I'm wrong. And other than that, Sporting. What are we expecting from Sporting Lisbon? Are we expecting Sporting Lisbon to come and do what they did to us in the first game? Are we going to overrun them? Are we expecting to just sit back and play on the counter-attack? You tell me. What do you guys think? Later on in the show, I will put the link into the chat. So if anyone does want to join the watch along, then I'm more than happy for people to do that. I'll tell you what was interesting. I've been watching a lot of videos today, and I do find it really funny how the style that we play, no one seems to put any blame on Conte, even though it's his style, and we all know it's his style. No one seems to put any blame at his feet, and we just constantly blame Lenik, as they're called, Enoch and Levy. Now, whilst you all know, everyone in this chat will know that I'm a huge Enoch and Levy out person, I don't believe it's fair to put this style at their feet. I can't understand how Conte's got 10 new signings in his time at Spurs and none of them bought in play his style. What's going on there? I was told that this is the guy that's going to be able to drive into Enoch and Levy as to what we need, as to what we can do to compete and become a better team. And it just hasn't happened that way, has it? What do you guys think? It's all very, very interesting. Put it in the comments. I mean, score predictions for tonight. I said 2-2. Difficult one because I've seen Sporting Lisbon play really well. I've seen them lose 2 games in a row to Marseille. Granted, they went down to 10 men in both. But what are we predicting? Everyone predicting a win? Anyone predicting a loss? That would be interesting. Let me know. I'll be very interested to know that. I think 2-2. Have we got the capability to go and beat them? Of course we have. But I'm just not sure. I just never know with Spurs anymore. I just really don't know. I truly believe that the days of being able to predict Tottenham is over. It was, even before, it used to be a case of, oh, well, Conte's got us hard to beat. Now I don't think we're that hard to play against. Let's have a look. Who's in the chat? Let's have a look who's in the chat. That's what this is all about, right? All of this YouTube malarkey. It's all about getting everybody's view, everyone involved. Aaron Lawrence, big yourself up. He said a big game tonight. Yeah, it is. We don't want to be going to Marseille, do we? Needing a win. We really don't want to have to do that. Peter McCormack, good evening to you as well, sir. I'm just seeing if Kuva's available. I haven't spoken to Kuva today. Let's see if Kuva's about. It's always weird, that moment between starting now and the actual game going live, isn't it? Let's have a look. Okay, who else we got? Matthew Lumsden, big up yourself, my man. I think, oh yeah, I've got a bone to pick with you, Matthew. You said I had a big forehead earlier. I think isn't that a normal sized forehead, isn't it? Aaron Lawrence has said 3-1 Spurs. Big up to yourself, Mr. Raffis. Hope you're well. Jabalani has said, why don't you give fans more watch-alongs? Greedy of you, don't you think? Well, most home games I go, but lately I've just refused to pay to watch Conte's team, so I'm happy to do the watch-along. Sharon, long time no speak. Hope you're well. I've known Sharon for years. Big up to yourself. You're not looking forward to this match? Yeah, I don't think... let's see. We could come flying out the traps and win 2-0. And in a second, I want to talk to you about what Conte and Owen Hargreaves just said on BT Sport. Peter McCormack has said, Brian, the only attacking option on the bench is a concern. Let's look at this, right? When I saw the team just now, I looked at the bench and there are Fraser Forster in goal, 6 defenders, 6 defenders, 4 defensive midfielders and Brian Hill. I mean, are there no young creative players anywhere? The under-19s, the under-21s, the under-23s. Is there no one young? Jamie Donnelly as a forward? No? If they can't get onto that bench, we may as well shut down the youth system. Jabalani has said, what does Paratici actually do? Great. I think what Paratici has got is a good cross. But I take your point. Overall, I have been thoroughly disappointed with even Paratici, and he actually looks every bit his age. Even though I'm older than him, he looks every bit his age. D-Buck, great name that, great picture as well. He said our squad building was horrendous this window. Yeah. By the way, there's 75 of you in here at the moment. I'm sure we'll creep up to the 100. 75 of you in here and only 20 likes. Come on, don't be stingy. Aaron Lawrence has said he rotated Longley, played on Sunday. Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, what did we bring Longley in for? Sharon has said, why isn't Spence given a chance? I think that's a question that a lot of fans are asking, right? Why is he not being given a chance? Peter McCormack said, Barca into the Europa League. Yeah, I think they've got Bayern Munich tonight, but I don't think it matters, does it? Let's have a look. It's good to know what's going on in the groups. So in Barcelona's group, Barcelona, I don't think can qualify unless I think they've got to win their last. I don't know. Someone better than me. Can you tell me? Can Barca qualify? I think they can end on the same points as Inter, but wouldn't it go down to the games they played against Inter? Someone better than me will know. Andy Crosby, big up, sir, said fairly strong lineup minus Kulu. I'm nervous. Andy, you're a Spurs fan. Of course you're nervous. When were you last not nervous? Daryl, how you doing, mate? He has said, how many games left this season? How long do we wait till we play well for a full 90 minutes? I agree. I can't remember the last time we had a good 90 minutes. I really can't ever under Conte, if I'm honest. It just doesn't seem to happen. Top 943, big up to you as well. Eddie Parsons, hello, sir. He said, this Savva. My prediction, a very nervous 1-0. We take it at this stage. I'm beyond the point of thinking we're going to play well, so I'd take it. Jabalani, this is the same squad basically as the one that got knocked back into the Europa, right? Yeah, I mean, essentially, I mean, look, he's had 7 or 8 signings though, right? I mean, sorry, he's had 10, 2, 6, a Doji can't really count, 8 to 9 signings. Top 9 for 3 thinks we're getting a draw. Jabalani is worried about Marcus Edwards. Very good player. I would love Marcus Edwards in our team. A player with skill that runs at people directly. I love that. Bobby K. Hello, mate. How you doing? How's Canada? How are you? He's put big up Savva and everyone in the chat. Bobby K. Are you doing some streaming tonight with Sanjay? How is Sanjay? D-Buck said a win, but we need an early goal. Yeah. The longer it stays 0-0, we tend to we tend to get a couple of early chances in games. And then I think once teams figure out how to play us, I feel like we start looking a bit average. Excuse me. That's the problem with only having one of us on the stream. If I stop talking for any moment, it goes very quiet. Sharon said, I think personally we'll lose. D-Buck said he's really worried about Dyer. D-Buck, I've been worried about Eric Dyer for 7 or 8 seasons now. So I hear you, brother. I hear you. Yes. Edwards will be licking his lips up against Perisic and Davis. Listen, if I was Marcus Edwards, I'd be running at those two for sure. Andy said, never bet on Spurs. Tom Markinen in the chat. Hello, Tom. How are you, sir? He said, hey, Savva, I said before. Yes, you did. You did come into my chat and you said 3-1 defeat. Let's see. I mean, we've had people concerned about Edwards, concerned about Dyer. Now we've got people concerned about Hugo. We're underestimating Sporting, even though they beat us at their ground pretty easily. I agree. We tend to underestimate a lot of teams. Hence why before every Spurs game, fans do these joint 11s, and they always put like 8 Spurs players in, and then we lose the game. It's quite funny. Bill Beebe said, so glad Emerson and Sanchez are not in the team. Me and you too, brother. Me and you too. Lee Martin, nice haircut, Savva. Thank you. Yeah, I had it done today, especially for you lot. Yeah, look, getting a bit short at the sides, isn't it? A bit short, losing it a bit on top, hanging on to whatever looks I've got. Terry Wright said, what's going on, Savva? I'm not expecting anything other than an uninspiring performance by Spurs. I don't expect anything different, mate. Do you? Does anyone expect? I mean, look, I'd love to be wrong. I'd love us to go and win 5-0. Right? I'd love us to go and win 5-0. I'm not sure we will, but it'll be great. 2-0 Spurs. Bill Beebe's going. Matthew said, it's ugly forehead, but I still like you, Sam. Thank you. It's the only forehead I've got. Got a line there. Look, I'm getting old. Do you know what that line's from? Not that anyone cares. For years, I needed glasses and didn't wear them. I kept doing that, kept squinting. And now I've had laser eye surgery. Pointless conversation. Cedric Ramos Busby Marley. I mean, what a name. What a name, mate. That is the one. How many famous people you've got in that name? He said, big up my great sir. I'm a Man U fan that discovered you through Rance's channel, and I'm loving your honesty and content. To be honest, I see a draw. Thank you very much. Listen, one thing people will tell you who watch me and listen to me every day, they'll always tell you that I am very honest. I'm not biased. And a lot of fans don't like that. They think it's negative. Ishak has said, now that you have your own show on Sundays, will you still be on Henry's show? Oh, that's a question. It depends. It depends. You all know what it depends on. So it depends. I might be back on Henry's show. I might not. Bill Beebe said, I believe it costs £90 a ticket for Champions League matches. There are some tickets, Bill, going for £90. Yes, that is very, very true. Shocking. Lee Jennings said, evening, Savva, hoping for a win, going for a 2-1. Yeah, look, it'd be great to win and just get through this group, wouldn't it? And then in the last game, we can give the players a rest. We've officially, Simon D, we've officially been rebranded as Wimbledon FC. Yeah, well, the football's not much better, is it? Dave Raybold, big up, sir. How are you? He's put a good win is needed. I'll guess 2-1, although I never write off Spurs' knack of disappointing me. Dave, don't you think, sorry, not to call you old, but I think you're in the older camp now with me in terms of being that side of 35. Yeah, you get used to it, don't you? You kind of know the disappointment that's about to come. Terry said Conte didn't want Spence, so he's not going to play him. I hope they loan the poor kid in January instead of letting him rot. I agree. I feel sorry for the kid. I would love to know what was the conversation with Spence and whoever at Tottenham when they signed him. What did they discuss? How much game time was he guaranteed? Because it just seems weird. There we go. Barcelona out of the Champions League. Thank you, Ben. Sharon Hart said, Terry, I agree. George has said, Levy's 22-year stay has given the squad we've ended up with. Yeah, it has. Yeah, big up to you. I agree. Luan, Man United fan. Boo, hiss. I'm joking. He said, good evening. Hope you're well. I just come home from my team futsal training. What is the Spurs team news? We've gone back to a 3-4-3. Moura's playing up front. And Sessegnon and Royal aren't playing. Thank God. Lee Martin. Yeah, could have put Will Lancashire on the bench. Supposed to be a good striker. Right, this is what I mean, Lee. I'm not saying that there's amazing options, but how, with 6 defenders and 4 defensive midfielders, can we not get a young player from the youth team anywhere on this bench? Like, I don't mean another defensive, an attacking option. No strikers, no wingers. Then they tell me that Conte's got a long-term project. Well, clearly doesn't see any of the youngsters in it. Ben Hart said, I don't want to sound stupid. If we don't win, etc., what happens? Do we then have well, it depends on the other game tonight, Ben. It depends on the other game. If we don't win, you've obviously got Frankfurt playing Marseille. So depending on that score, depends whether we need to go away and draw our last game or win it. But we'll have to get some form of result if we lose today in the last game at Marseille. Matthew Lumsden said, Postman Pat knows more about delivering than Conte. Harsh words. A view from the south there. Marlon, if you are free, feel free to come on, brother. Send me a WhatsApp. Let me know. If you want to come on, you've got my WhatsApp, mate. Don't put it in here, though. Tommy has said, he's shouting at me for some reason. He's shouting. I said, Savva, if Spurs lose, I'm supporting Millwall. I can't take it anymore. I said yesterday on a stream that I mean, supporting Millwall wouldn't be too bad. It's 20 minutes down the road. I'm in South London. Shane wants to know why we're playing Lucas. I agree. I mean, why not give Hill a run? I think Lucas has been crap for 3 years, but hey-ho, it is what it is. Claude said, this is football for you. Barca out the Champions League. Yes, indeed, sir. Captain Cockerell, I think every team and every attacking player at the minute knows how fragile our defence and goalkeeper is. Captain Cockerell, first of all, great name, great picture, great comment. Yeah, listen, let me ask you all a question. If you were the manager of a team playing Spurs, what instruction would you give them? What instruction would you send your players out with? I know what I'd say. Millwall Alf said 2-0 Spurs. Okay. Jabalani said Son must activate today. Yeah, his son needs to come to the party because at the moment it's sort of like every sort of 5 or 6 games he decides to do something. George, thank you very much for the super chat. Just a quick one. For those of you who don't know, I think most people in my chats know this. I think they do. All of the super chats that I get go to the British Heart Foundation. So it all goes to charity. So if you do put a super chat in, just know that it's not going to me. It doesn't go to my bank account. Well, it does at first, and then I give it to British Heart Foundation. So if anyone wants to do that, feel free, and it's for a good cause. Georgia said, evening, Sav, I hope you're good. Little donation for you. Eric Dyer now. Contract should be a backup at best, expecting a draw. The Eric Dyer contract scenario just sums up Tottenham Hotspur to a T, doesn't it, George? I mean, first it was Davis getting an extension from a 2-year to a 3, and now we want to give Dyer a new contract. Never change, Spurs, never change. Otherwise, what would I have to YouTube about? Can you imagine if Spurs were brilliant, what I'd say on my YouTube? I don't know what I'd say. Legacy fan has said the head-to-head between Barca and Inter favours Inter. There you go. Claudia says Spurs to win 3-0. That's bold. Let's see. Peter Kipp has said, I believe we're out if we don't win. No, I don't think we can be out if we don't win. Let me have a look. If I look at the group, so we've got Tottenham on 7, Marseille on 6, Sporting on 6, Frankfurt on 4. So no, we can't get knocked out whatever happens tonight. If Sporting beat us, they go to 9. And if Marseille beat Frankfurt, they go to 9. So we can't go out tonight. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to have to go to Marseille and win, because you'd probably think Sporting will beat Frankfurt on the last day. So we'll see. Top 943. I shouldn't have pointed this out, should I? You thought the lines on my head were from watching Tottenham. Yeah, could be. Sharon, thank you. I said, I know Savva for years, and I like how Savva speaks. It's a lovely voice, very husky, lovely. Millwall Alf said, you and Henry fallen out? No, Henry and I have not fallen out. Henry and I are doing a show after this at 10 o'clock, so no, we haven't fallen out. Let's nip that rumour right in the bud. Henry and I have not fallen out. Henry works for me, so it'd be awkward if we had fallen out, but no, we have not fallen out. I won't go on his show at the moment, not because of him. Anthony Gonzalez said, let's go and give them a tough game and get the 3 points on Tottenham till I die. Let's go. Anthony, that's the problem. We're all Tottenham till we die. It's just I think they're going to kill us sooner than we probably would if we supported someone else. J-Yid14 has said, it's a sad sight seeing Lucas start a Champions League game in almost 2023. Well, I think it shows how little we've moved on, doesn't it, J-Yid? First of all, thank you to everyone in the chat. We are now at the 100 mark. There's 100 of you in this chat. Thank you very much. I know there's lots of channels doing streaming tonight, so thank you very much. As I said before, the likes, we've got 44, so half of you haven't liked. Please smash that like button, and any super chats do go to charity. So please, if anyone would like to donate, then it does go to charity. So it's a good cause. Claude said, Terry got called out by Expressions as an Arsenal fan, so he's calling Expressions depression. Mate, I'm not getting involved in YouTube beef with other people. I know Terry. I like Terry. I don't know Expressions, but listen, leave them to do their thing, man. They're both grown-ups. Peter Kipper said, thoughts on Son to Madrid and Kane to Bayern. I take 100 million in invest to progress. Look, the difficult thing for me is I don't think Heung-min Son gets in the Real Madrid team. Let's start there. Loads of Spurs fans will hate me for saying that. Does he get in above Vinicius Jr.? He doesn't. He doesn't get in above Vinicius Jr., does he? Kane to Bayern. Look, it all depends. He's got 1 year left on his contract in the summer. If a club comes in with £100 million bid and you've got 1 year left, does Levy sell him? Who do we buy? How can we replace Harry Kane? It's just all a mess. It's all a mess at this club. Tony Austin, he said, got me radio ready to rock. Big up to yourself, sir, and your radio. Borodin, I said, just keep Stelios off your invite list, please. I see and hear enough of him on other channels. Big up, mate. Well, there's your clue as to why I will no longer go on to the Spurs corner. I shouldn't say that, but I've got morals. Freddie SP has said, Lucas Moura from the start. I'm sorry, but honestly, I think Brian Gill is better. I think forgetting who's better, I think it's just a shame that we don't get to see. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if either of them are good enough, but it would be nice to see Hill, wouldn't it? Lucas Moura, what? Is he still at Spurs? Yeah, he's still here. D-Buck has said Conte does not rate Hill at all. Yeah, that's very clear. Millwall Alpha, I'm from Millwall, born and bred. He's in Bermondsey. Yeah, I know Bermondsey well. I went to Millwall games quite a lot with my friends growing up from school when I didn't have the money to go to Tottenham. And our school got like £5 Millwall tickets. And yeah, it was all very funny. I remember when I was really little, I was actually taken to the old, what was it? The Den, before you moved to the new Den, to the Den. That was interesting. And I remember watching Sheringham and Cascarino playing up front together. That's how old I am. Saw Sheringham and Cascarino together. Bobby K in the house. Wayne Holland's in the house. Leicester City fan. Look, your boys making a late run for... No, I'm joking. Couple of good wins for your lot, Wayne. I always said to you, I thought it was a matter of time that, you know, Leicester will start winning games because you've got good players. So let's keep an eye out for your lot. Thank you, Millwall. Thank you, Moura. Thank you. I'm going to skip some of these comments. If I don't read them out, I'm so sorry. I just realised I'm about 5 minutes behind the chat, so to speak. Natasha Taylor, I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're well. Absolutely, Tottenham until they kill you. And Natasha, they will kill you and they will kill me. We will all die because of Tottenham at some point. As Bobby said, 100 of you in the chat, smash that like button, people. We're at 51 likes. Come on, let's get to that 100 likes. Sharon, don't do that. You're going to ruin a perfectly good window and a perfectly good TV. My food said, Son ain't going Madrid. Vinicius is there, and I think he's better than him, especially long term. He's much. I take Vinicius over Heung-min Son every day of the week. I know Spurs fans don't want to hear that, but it's true. Leah said, Savva, in your opinion, how many transfer windows does it take to get us where we need to be? The problem with this question, Lee, is this is a question where I've been asked this question for the last 10 years. And for me, it's not about how many, it's about how many under Levy. And the answer is never. We'll never get to where we need to be if we're talking about in terms of regularly winning things and looking at titles, because we don't ever have those windows. So many in the summer were telling me this was a great window. But yet, look at this lineup as it comes across my screen now, about to kick off. You know, Lloris was here last year. So was Romero. So was Dyer. So was Davis. So was Bentancur, Højbjerg, Doherty, Kane, Son and Lucas. So from an 11, only Paratici of the 7 players signed in the summer is playing. That tells me everything you need to know. Agreed, Son wouldn't get in the Arsenal team right now. He is not as good as Martinelli right now. That's the shame of it. Agreed. Let's not talk about Stell on this show. Listen, what's happened with Stell, that's his business. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not Stell. Some Spurs fans are naive. Luke Moura only had one big moment in his career. Yeah, I agree. He's bang average. I agree. A ditcher said, squad strength-wise, Savva, where do you think Spurs rank in the Premier League? 6th. I think we rank 6th. I think Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool and City have all got better squads. I think Liverpool will have a dip this year, but they'll be right back up there because they'll make some great signings. Yeah. I just don't think we're as good as everyone thinks. Yeah, Mafouz, exactly. This is what I mean. Look at a club like Napoli. The signings they make are brilliant. And Spurs, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to say it now. I think Paratici is shocking. But it is. It is 1959. 9:59. It is 7:59. The ball is down on the penalty on the centre circle, and we are about to kick off. Bobby K has said, Savva, how does your hair stay so perfect? Mate, there's not really a lot of it there, is there? Look. And I just had it done at the barber's. So Spurs are going to kick off. Come on, guys, get your last minute score predictions. Aditra said, so if our squad is 6th best, then anything better than 6th is a good job by Conte. Yes and no. I mean, listen, no one's doubting we're 3rd at the moment, but listen, the difficulty is our squad is the 6th best, but in terms of goals, Aditya, we will always be higher than some of them because we've got better strikers than some of the others. So it's a double-ended question, that really, isn't it? It's not always, that's not as easy as that to answer. I've not seen anything about Haaland. 2-1 to Sporting. Bobby K's going 2-0 Spurs. George is going 1-0 Spurs. J Rule is going he's going 1-1. Natasha's going 2-0. Nate, when you're saying what's my favourite show, what are we talking about, brother? What are we talking about? YouTube show? Or are we talking about my favourite TV show? Penalty will be awarded in this game. Spurs do concede a lot. Aditya, I see where you're going with this, mate. You want to stick up for Conte? Cool, do it. Mate, I'm just absolutely bored by his tactics. You can put these questions all you want to me. I just don't care for his style of football. I'm so sorry if that offends you. I stick with what I said at the beginning of the year. I think we'll be in a top 4 race. Us, Arsenal, Chelsea, now chuck Liverpool into that mix and Man United. I don't think we're that good. Not factoring the NFL pitch. My favourite TV show. Oh, God, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Stranger Things. I don't know. Game of Thrones. I don't know. Everybody, I am on this second. I'm going to tell you when I get to 2 minutes bang on. I'm going to tell you. My clock is at 2 minutes now. Let me know. Are you in front of me? Are you behind me? Let's see. It'll be interesting to see how much possession we get in this game. Please keep hitting that like button. We're at 58 likes. Super chats, as you know, go to the British Heart Foundation. Even if you stick £1 in, it would be much appreciated for the British Heart Foundation. Not a lot happened so far. I tell you what you do see is when we play other teams, is a lot of other teams seem so much more comfortable in possession than we do. But look, let's see. Be nice to see Paratici do something tonight, wouldn't it? What do you guys make of Paratici? What do you think? I've seen him putting some nice balls in the first 2-3 months, but I'm just not sure. I don't know. He's that effective. I don't know. What do you guys think? That was nice. Kane out to Paratici. Come on, Sonny. It'd be nice to see Sonny do something tonight as well, wouldn't it? Just so you know, in the other game, Frankfurt have taken the lead. So Frankfurt have taken the lead. Kamada. So the way the group stands at the moment, hang on, let's see if this updates the standings. Eintracht Frankfurt have gone into second, I believe, above Marseille. So we're first. Eintracht Frankfurt, Sporting a second. Eintracht Frankfurt a third and Marseille on 6th. So there's 2 points separating this group. 2 points. So what have you made of the first 3-4 minutes? Anything to write home about? Are we enjoying this? If anyone would like to come on as well, I'm happy to put the stream in, and I'm happy for anyone to join. Let me know in the chat if you would like to join. Obviously, it's not for everyone being on camera. Let's see what people are saying. Let's have a look. So, any other goals across Europe? No, just that one tonight. Luan, we'll talk about House of Dragons afterwards. I've not seen it yet. Rafa said it will turn sour tonight if the result and performance is stinky. I mean, I think as a club like Spurs, if you go 3 games, 3 defeats in a row, then you start to panic, don't you? Borodina said score depends on Hugo. Aditya said Perisic and long layout average. Bobby Kay said Perisic has been dreadful defensively and below average offensively. I'd go along with that. I don't think he's a very good defender. And it's strange because in a Conte team, you'd think he would be good. What do you all make of Marcus Edwards? Are we gutted that Marcus Edwards was let go? I did see this, yeah. Aditya said, one day Ramos is the greatest of all time for winning a trophy with Enoch. I mean, maybe not the greatest. Sorry, my pug's going to make a bit of noise. So bear with me 1 second. Maybe not the greatest, but listen, he's done something that Poch, AVB, Jose, Conte, all of them couldn't. Mahfouz said, did I see that striker we were linked with from Serie B? I mean, listen, I don't know with reports these days what's true, what's not. But if that is the case, then you do have to worry, don't you? Because it's not that it's a striker from Serie B, but right now, we should be looking at centre halves, wing backs, I don't know, attacking midfielders. Freddie, I think that's a bit harsh. We're saying Marcus Edwards is a squad player at best. I'd have him in our squad. I'd have him starting for us, if I'm honest. I think he's exciting. And he tore us apart in the first one. Make the pug famous. The pug has already been on screen a lot. Look, he's down here. If we want to see the pug, there we go. There he is. There's the little yid, little yiddo, and yeah, thank you. Little kisses as well. Again, this is the sort of game already from what I've seen in the first 7 minutes. You could see our game plan a mile off, right? It is sit back, let them have the ball, and we're literally just going to counter attack, aren't we? Sorry about the pug being on screen. This is a family show. Mine's a show for the people and for the pets. Isn't that right, mate? Thank you. Yeah. Not really a lot to report on the game. Just so you know, we are doing a live show at 10 p.m. tonight. Myself, Henry Wright TV, and Devo from the Mad Sports Network. We're going to be looking at all of the Premier League results and fixtures coming up, and all of the European results from the week. So join us straight after this at 10 o'clock. The link is in my YouTube channel. Go on, Lucas. No. What do we all think of Lucas? I'll tell you what my opinion of him has been throughout his entire career at Spurs. He's a drunk in an alley. And by that analogy, what I mean is you never know what he's going to do. Sometimes he'll walk in a straight line. Other times he's falling into things. Sometimes the ball's under control. Sometimes it's not. You never seem to know. Has he outstayed his welcome? Do Spurs fans rate him too much purely because of the Champions League? You guys tell me. How do you think we're playing, people? Give me a heads up. There's 78 of you in here. Tell me how are we playing? And thank you for the likes. We've got the likes up to 62. So thank you very much for that. The pug is called Stewie. George Raffis has said he outstayed his welcome 3 years ago. Yeah, I agree. Problem is with a player like Lucas is if he scores a goal tonight, then fans start going, oh my God, see, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I've never known really, is he a winger? Should he be playing attacking midfield? I just never know. Hang on, they're on the break here. Yes, they're on the break here. Hang on. No, we've got bodies back. You just get the feeling they're going to be comfortable on the ball. Very comfortable on the ball. Christian Romero shouting at someone. Jules just said, Savva, off topic, World Cup watch-along. Will I be doing one? Yeah. My channel now is not only Spurs. My channel is just all football. So I will definitely be doing watch-alongs during the World Cup. By changing my channel from Savva Talks Spurs to Savva Talks Football, it means I can do whatever I want, really. And look, first and foremost, we're football fans, right? So have a look. Yeah, I do agree, Millwall. He is a frustrating player. Pete Hayward has said, I would throw my... No, he's not. He shouted, I would throw myself from the top of a car park if I was a Spurs fan. I mean, that's a little bit drastic, Pete. But each to their own, mate. Who do you support? Hang on, Sporting are in here. They look like they're gonna have some joy down our flanks. Freddie SP has said, I honestly think we should have kept Bergwijn and Lucas Moura and sold Lucas Moura. Yeah, I mean, I don't rate either of them, but I mean, I don't understand the decision to keep Lucas, spend 60 million on Richarlison, and sell Bergwijn. I wasn't a fan of Bergwijn either, but I don't know. This club never ceases to amaze me. Mane 1-0. Yeah, Bayern Munich 1-0 up at Barcelona. Frankfurt 1-0 up at Marseille. By Leverkusen are beating Atletico Madrid. Now, if I've got my maths right, at the moment, Atletico Madrid are not even dropping into the Europa League. At the moment, Atletico Madrid are finishing 4th. Wow. How the mighty fall, as they would say. Napoli are have just taken the lead, I believe, at Rangers. I feel like Jeff Stelling, just a bit younger and better looking. Good man, George. Tony Younger said, who was your favourite two players? Mine was Greaves and Hoddle. in terms of in my eras, I just caught the tail end of Hoddle. The tail end of Hoddle. I would have to say, without a shadow of a doubt, was Ginola and Gaza. I've seen Waddle. Waddle was class, but Ginola just lit up the lane on his own for 2 years and got double player of the year. Bale, I've got to put him in there, but Gaza was, for those that haven't seen Gaza, I'm sure most have, he was different class. I mean, if he was, when they talk about Declan Rice at 150 million, Gaza would have had to be in about 500. He was just sublime. Sol says, honestly, a goal is coming for these lot. That they look lively, don't they, on the break? I just don't know if they've got enough goal power, but I said that in the first leg. John North said, hi, Savva, good to see you doing a watch along. I'm an Arsenal fan in Ireland and enjoy your opinions and channel. Thank you, John. Listen, the whole point, I welcome channel fans from all clubs onto my show. I think it gets boring if you just have all Spurs fans or all one set of fans, right? Yeah, Porto, Sporting are putting on some pressure here. Peter said he's West Ham, hence why I've become an alcoholic and a drug addict. Well, Pete, there's people you can see to get help with that sort of thing, mate. But yeah, don't go throwing yourself off any car parks. Yeah, easily won there. That header at the corner from the Sporting Lisbon guy. Is that Quartez? Yeah, corner whipped in with a left foot. Outswinger. Yeah, Quartez. I'm going to say something. And I know a lot of fans are going to hate me for this, but you guys know me by now, right? So I'll say it. I think Romero is dreadful in the air. I've said it. I think he's dreadful in the air. I've just watched him again there. He doesn't quite, I don't know, he just misses the flight. What do you guys think? Am I being harsh? Freddie SP has said, who's your favourite player outside of Spurs all time and at the moment? All time and at the moment. Yeah, same thing. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is just an alien. Just the things that boy does with a football, man does with a football is just not right. It's not right how good he is. Not just goals. What sets him apart from all the other world-class players is it's not just the sheer volume of goals. It's the sheer volume of assists. It's the dribbling, his range of passing, his ability to play from either flank, his ability to play make. Just an alien of a footballer. It's not good, is it? Anyone else? I'm sorry. When they keep telling me that Conte's a world-class manager, I'm watching this and it's just not good. Sorry, I'm just going to say it. That ball you've just seen there is the only ball we are capable of. It is Kane on the turn, down the middle. That's all we're capable of. Dyer straight to a Sporting player. Did you expect anything less? John North said, hey, Savva, I thought Ralph Coates was a great player. Listen, I know of Ralph Coates. I've seen videos, but I mean, a little bit before my time, but I hear that he was a class act. Yeah, lots of Spurs fans would have you believe Spurs won the transfer window. I'd say we lost it. Dreadful window. Said it at the time. George Raffi said, I would love to see Ginola from what people say, but I've seen the likes of Berbatov, Modric, Bale and Van der Vaart, so we're killed to see someone as good as them now. Mate, yeah, Modric and Berbatov were just different levels. Touch, control, technique. And that's why when people tell me now, like I know I keep saying it about the Heung-min Son thing and people keep, you know, and even the Harry Kane, when people want to call players world class, when I've seen players of that ilk, players like Ginola, players like Modric, Bale, then rating other players as world class is somewhat difficult. Borodin's coming with Gilzean and Chivers. Yeah, obviously know of Gilzean and Chivers. Never obviously watched them play. I was too young. But Spurs legends nonetheless. I think it's important as well for everyone to know about your club's history, right? It's important that we all know. Napoli are about to go 2-0 up against Rangers. What a team Napoli are this year, by the way. John North has said, please keep hitting that like button, people. And as always, if there are any super chats, the money does go to charity. So please feel free to put the super chats in. John North said the Europa League is going to be interesting with so many top tier teams dropping into it. Yeah, it should be a good one. Mr. Weaverman1 has said, hi, Sav. Watch you and agree with a lot you say about our club. Cheers, Mick. Nick, you're welcome. Listen, I can only say what I see. People will disagree with me. People will agree with me. Spice of life. It used to bother me. I used to want people to agree with me, especially when I was on Twitter. And now I kind of realise, it's all opinions, isn't it? And once it's all said and done, like my wife says, it's a bit of leather. Whenever I get annoyed about Spurs, she says, it's a bit of leather. So we won't go into that. Right, Son's whipping in a corner, headed straight out. Ashish, I tell you what, my friend, I completely agree. I feel like nearly every game we play is like playing away from home, how we play. I just don't enjoy it at all. Luana said, can you see Messi catching Ronaldo's Champions League record? He's only 11 goals behind him. Yeah, I can see him catching it. Yeah, we're talking about a beast of a player. This man is just ridiculous. What is funny as well, Luan, if you look at how many more assists Messi has in the Champions League than Ronaldo, mad. But listen, I just think I'm blessed to have seen both in the same era. Lucas, hang on. Here we go. Yeah, they're breaking again. Hang on, oh God, hang on. They're away here down the right side. I think this is Marcus Edwards. Got to the byline, crossed it in, and goes out for a throw in. Sorry, Robbo Bozo has said Savva rank these three players: Mount, Odegaard, Havertz. Three very different players. Odegaard's your typical number 10. I think he's technically a brilliant footballer. Should probably score and assist more. Havertz is a very strange footballer. Like a false nine, not a goal scorer, not really an attacking midfielder. He's got his strengths. He's got his moments of quality. If I was to have one, it depends in what position. I'd probably go Odegaard, Havertz, Mount. I don't know. It depends what formation I was playing. Yes, John. Jabalani has said, how was it watching Bale and Lennon era live and seeing this? Oh, mate, that was miles better. That was miles better than this. People can talk to me all day long about, as I said, Conte, this world-class manager, this winning mentality. This is crap to watch. Let's be really, really honest. Bale and Lennon were old school wingers. They went past people. It was exciting to watch. They took their men on. They crossed the ball. They had shots at goal. They would hate playing in this team. Put it that way. That Simeone is on fire. Yeah, a very good player, Freddie. You're talking Simeone at Napoli. Very good player. Oh, guys, if anyone has not seen it, if you are behind on the time, Sporting should have taken the lead. So went down the line again. The fullback whipped it in. The striker beat Romero again. I'll be honest, guys. Romero, for me, I feel like a lot of Spurs fans have made a lot out of this guy too early on. I really do. I'm sorry. I think he's a good player. I think he will get better, but I don't think he's this world-class centre-half that a lot think he is. Right, Son's got the ball running at their back four. Out to Paratici. Whip it in. No, done a step over. And he's got a corner. So Spurs have got a corner. Pedro Porro's a player I'd take, by the way. Georgia says, Savva, my wife is Bulgarian. She says, used to work at a bar that Berbatov went in sometimes before he became a footballer. Oh, yeah? You saying your missus used to date Berbatov? Is that what you're saying? John Salvage has said, good ball in, headed out. Right, come on, Spurs. Right. Højbjerg's got the ball out wide. Nipped it into Kane. Kane, get in the box. Get Kane in the box. For love nor money, get Kane in the box. Benson Court, miles out. He's had a crack and it's flown over the bar. John says, Savva Romero is our best defender. I'm not doubting that. Mate. I just don't think he's the be-all and end-all that people think he is. I think he's very poor in the air and gets beaten to the first ball a lot. George, Son could beat the first man with his cross. What's going on? He's not playing well this year at all, is he? Yes, Dyer is Dyer. I'm not, Luan, I'm pretty sure it was Messi. Listen, I mean, we'll look it up after the game. I'm not sure. We'll look it up after the game. Yeah, this is the thing, Freddie. I don't understand why we can't ever go attacking. You know, I know we keep hearing that this is Conte ball, this is it, this is that, but I don't know. I just don't understand why we can't ever try and attack teams instead of just counter attack. Look, these guys look decent. Edwards has just skipped past Højbjerg. He's had a shot from long range, and they are 1-0 up. Marcus Edwards, who Freddie SP told me was just a squad player, has just whipped it in the bottom corner. And again, no one closing him down, cutting through us. Guys, I'm going to say it. I'll say it right now. You can clip this. Even if we win this game, this is a terrible, terrible football team. We are awful to watch. And as if to rub salt in the wound, Guendouzi has just scored at the same time for Marseille. So if we look at the goal, Coates put it into Edwards. 1-2. He skipped past Højbjerg. Pathetic from Højbjerg. Not one centre-half. Again, Romero. Look at, sorry, I'm going to say it. Look at Romero there. Look at Romero here. Step back, step back, step. It's shocking. Someone tell me I'm wrong about Romero there. Someone tell me I'm wrong. Why is he backed off and backed off and backed off? Shocking. And then fans wonder why I won't go and pay to watch Conte's team anymore. Yeah, 20 minutes of crap. I agree, George. Guys, this is the thing. I get called negative all the time, but I just don't get what people like about this. I don't understand how people find this acceptable for what we pay and for how much the manager gets paid. It's disgustingly bad. Yeah, Paratici does. Issa said boring Tottenham. Yeah. And the thing what they say, Issa, is, well, I don't mind playing boring football if we win trophies, but I can tell you, does anyone think we're going to win trophies playing like this? Does anyone truly believe it? Keep smashing that like button, people. 72 likes. Super chat. The money just goes to charity. By the way, if Marseille score... Yeah, sorry, the super chat money does go to charity. So if anyone wants to do that, then just know that it's not benefiting Richard Savva in any way at all. If Marseille score another goal, we go to third in the group, and then we would have to beat Marseille to win, to go through. And then, I'm sorry, if we don't get through this Champions League group, questions need to be asked about this manager. Natasha Taylor said Gaza. Not sure what that's about, but yeah, what a guy. John said, do Spurs bite the bullet and do a clear out? Is that what Conte meant when he said he needs a couple of transfer windows? I mean, we've just had a chance to do a clear out. If I was Spurs, I would just get all of the Winkses, the Lo Celsos, the Ndombele's and sell them 10 million, whatever it is, 10, 15 million. Let them go cheap. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Start again. Loaning them all out so they have to come back next window. So we have to start again. Shite defence. Yeah. Yeah. Enoch out there killing us. Yeah. Agree. The whole team is rubbish. Yeah, Daryl, I mean, that was shocking, wasn't it? I mean, Marcus Edwards played the 1-2 and Højbjerg, who everyone wets themselves over, just looked poor there. Luan, as things stand in the Tottenham group, here is how it stands. Sporting Lisbon have 9 points and are top of the group. Tottenham have 7 and are second. Marseille have 7 and are third. And Frankfurt have 5 and are bottom. One more goal for Marseille, and it would knock Tottenham into third. Yeah, I just don't know what we're doing here, guys. I just don't know what we're doing. I just don't know what we're doing. 1 second, I'm going to get Kuva on to the show. So bear with me 1 second, people, please. Apologies for this. Where is it? Sorry, bear with me 1 second, everyone. Let's see. Everyone loves Kuva, don't they? Everyone like a Kuva? Here he is. We're going to get Kuva in a second. Guys, talk to me. Out of 10, what are we saying? By the way, Eintracht Frankfurt are about to score against Marseille. So Eintracht Frankfurt are about to go 2-1 up. This is a very tight group. This is a very tight group. They are 2-1 up at home to Marseille. That means the group has now gone. Marseille could have gone top with a goal. They are now bottom. Eintracht Frankfurt are joint with Spurs. So at the moment, we are second in the group. It's a joke, isn't it? At the moment, here he is. At the moment, we are second in the group. Kuva.
Hang on, I think
I've. Is that what I sound like? Kuva.
Yeah, I think I've got you on twice here somewhere.
Is that what I sound like?
Must be. Yeah, I think I've got you on twice.
What are you doing?
Right, that's better.
Oh, I've got a nice voice.
Oh, sexy, mate. It's better than the fucking football, isn't it?
Now I know why my missus married me. I've got a lovely voice. When she gets in, I'm just going to whisper something in her ear like, can I have a cup of tea or something? See. Anyway, mate, this is, the utter shite, isn't it?
Do you want to play top trumps or something?
Oh, mate, it's just shit. I mean...
Yeah, the embarrassing thing is, I thought, you know what, we can't be this bad 3 games in a row. And I was saying on David's Irish Hotspur channel, I thought we were going to win 3-0. I thought, all those players missing for Lisbon, I thought, they can't be the same again. Gonçalves, what a player he is, and he's out of the team tonight. It doesn't matter, does it? They're just so much sharper on the ball, so much more inventive, so much better movement, change of direction. We're so predictable when we get it. We're trying to line up that long pass, that through ball for Son or Kane all the time.
That's all it is. It's that ball through the middle, isn't it? When it works, it looks great, but that's his tactic. And Kuva, did you watch the BT Sport build up to this game?
Oh, no, I can't stand BT Sports.
Right. So I watched Glenn Hoddle, right? And I'll tell you what, Glenn Hoddle is one of my heroes, right?
Oh, same.
I mean, let's be fair. Glenn Hoddle is better than anything on this pitch. Right?
Still.
Combined, right? Still. And he sat there and he was asked the question, should Conte change his style? And Hoddle went, no, why should he? And I just thought, oh, no, Glenn, no. No, Glenn, you would have hated playing in this, Glenn.
Well, we've had this discussion before, haven't we? I don't think Conte should change his style either. They brought Conte in to be a manager. You've got to supply for what you're bringing in, haven't you? So I think I remember using the phrase, why buy a cat and expect it to bark?
Sorry if anyone just saw the water go all over my face. Talking of barking, here he is.
Get him on the midfield. Terrier-like performance.
He's gone to sleep. Honestly, he's gone to sleep. He knows. Yes, so my revenue does go to charity. Junior Richards. This is an interesting one, Kuva. I mean, we must discuss this a million times. What's another manager going to change? Now, whilst I agree that another manager's not going to come in and have us challenging for titles, I don't. And again, Junior Richards backed this up with why not playing the players. I'm sorry. For me, there's enough talent on that pitch to not be playing this way. I don't believe this is the only style of football these players are capable of.
I've got to agree with that. Although we won't get any more success with a different manager, but we can at least play some better stuff. It's like
two different subjects, right?
Remember the end of Ramos? We'd won the League Cup, of course. That was all well and good. But then we had a horrendous start to the season. We looked like we couldn't play football, much like this team at the moment. Yeah. And then Harry Redknapp came in. What a breath of fresh air. Got belief into the players. Mate. Just got them playing football. Just go out and enjoy it. We started playing some good stuff. He got wingers doing what wingers do best. Do you remember he came in, he chucked Modric from left wing to centre mid. He chucked Bale from left back to left wing. And he got Bale and Lennon flying at people. Now, don't get me wrong. There were games where it didn't work. But on the whole, I remember kicking off Kuva and the first 10, 15 minutes of games, we just flew at teams.
And you know, like that old saying, go and test your fullback. Go and run at your fullback, see if you got the beating of him. This is just how anyone.
It's a longer term problem for me because, okay, it's all well and good to say we've got to back Conte and he's the best manager we can get at the moment. That's probably the case. I agree. But it's no good the fans backing him. The person that needs to be backing him is Levy, and I don't see that happening. I think we're going to be. I honestly think we are going to be suffering this sort of football for a long time because he will never get the tools he needs to transform the team.
Can I be honest with you? And I'm going to say this live so anyone can quote me on this and clip this if they want. Mate, I don't even want him to stay and have a project and be backed because I just can't stand the football. I'm sorry. If you said to me now, we're going to play like this every game but win the League Cup or the FA Cup, I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. For the 50, 60 games we see a season, I don't know if I can stomach this every single game.
I think it would improve quite a bit with the quality of players improves, obviously, but still, I'm not. I've said it before when we got Conte. I'm not a Conte fan, never will be, but I do appreciate he is a very good manager. So if you want success, you've got to back somebody, haven't you? It's just we never do.
I agree. I mean, look, Brian Daigle, big up to yourself, sir, over there in the world of Canada, said no accountability, no ideas, no desire, no passion, no commitment, no pride, no pressure, no fight. I mean, look, this is, if someone had told me, forget that we're third in the league, Hoover, if someone had told me, you know that old phrase of, oh, remember the 90s? If someone had told me this was a video of a Spurs team from that era in the 90s, I'd believe you. That's how bad I think this team is.
There's similarities, definitely similarities. It's a severe lack of talent from players at the back. I mean, we're bigging up how good Romero is, but he hasn't been good this season either. No, I think he's getting brought down to the level of the others rather than being able to raise the others up. How do you really change this? You just got to add more quality to the team, and we seem reluctant to do that.
I mean, can you see, realistically, can you genuinely see Levy going out in the next two windows and bringing in quality? And the more that we play like this, can you see those quality players saying, yeah, I'm going to join that? If you were... Give me a top name centre mid. If you're Milenkovic-Savic, just by way of example, are you looking at this team and going, yeah, I want to join them? I mean, just...
Why would you? Why would you? We wouldn't even get Declan Rice, even if we put the money up for him.
I'm sorry. I get it. I get that the owners have been crap, but this football is... This is worse than what Jose was booted out for. I'm sorry. Everyone screaming and moaning. Dinosaur has been, and now we're watching this. I just don't know what to do, Coover, anymore.
Well, like I was saying, if you want more success, you're out of luck. Nothing's going to change. No manager is getting anything out of this lot. So it's purely down to the choice of, do you want to watch better football, or do you want to persevere with this and then just pray for transfer windows that work? Let's face it,
not winning,
they're going to work.
By the way, if anyone hasn't subscribed, please do. I don't know what's happened today. I've had 35 subscribers today. I don't know why, but I've had a little surge. Maybe everyone saw my nice slick haircut and thought, I want to know that guy. Yeah, he looks kind of cool. I don't think it's that. But please subscribe. And please subscribe to the Free Spurs Boys, where you can find Coover and Bobby K and the boys. And
another little show coming up on Sunday as well, isn't there?
Yeah, and there is another show coming up on Sunday. Thank you for reminding me. We've got a new show coming up that Coover is going to be one of the co-hosts. It's myself, Coover 99. It's going to be Sean from the Spurs Talk Show, and also David, Irish Hotspur. Brand new show, 7 p.m. on Sundays, and it's called the Spurs Review. Should be good because honestly, even in our WhatsApp group, we don't really agree no one agrees on anything.
That's good stuff. Nice to have the different viewpoints.
I think all we agreed on, all we agreed on today, I think, in the whole day of chatting was that, Doherty and Royal are not good enough. But, some were saying they'd rather Doherty, some rather Royal. But so join us 7:00. We'll have some banter. I'm sure we'll. I don't know. Between now and then, we've got another half of this. Then we've got Bournemouth. I'm going to ask you a question, Kuva. Kuva, the 99th Kuva. I'm going to ask you a question. If we lose this, and if we lose to Bournemouth,
no
what? I haven't asked the question. No what?
It's going to be a no, though, isn't it?
What? What?
I'm guessing. Go on. If we lose this, if we lose this and we lose to Bournemouth,
at what point does the plug get pulled? I mean, can you lose to Man U, Newcastle, Sporting Lisbon, and Bournemouth straight off?
If you do have a long-term plan, and it does involve sticking by this manager, and it does involve heavily investing in the next few transfer windows, yeah, you can stick by it. You can ride it out. But if you don't have that plan in place, what's the point?
No, agreed. Listen, I'm just asking the question because managers have gone for less, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. You can answer this question. Azad, thank you so much. As always, that money does go to charity. So thank you very much for the super chat. He said, Savva, I think Conte has lost the dressing room. Kuva, this is crazy, isn't it? Sorry, not to suggest he's lost the dressing room, but you're sitting third in the league. Before tonight, we were top of our Champions League group. Has he lost the dressing room?
No, I think it's too early to say that. If you asked me that right after the United game, I'd have said yes. Because United game, it looked like a team that doesn't believe in itself and a manager that doesn't believe in the team. I think we actually played reasonably okay against Newcastle. Perhaps we should have had a goal or two in that. It was mistakes cost us at the end of the day. But even then, as soon as Newcastle really got to grips with us being dangerous at the start of the game, after we scored, we didn't really look like we were going to get another one, did we? It was pretty easy going for Newcastle. That's worrying for me.
Where was the chucking of the sink? What happened? Yeah. What happened to kitchen sinks being thrown in games when you're losing?
Absolutely. People say about the gung ho Aussie Ardiles brand of football and stuff like that. You know what? I prefer to see us having a bloody go rather than sit back, settle for getting beaten 2-0. If we end up getting beaten 5-3 and we've thrown the sink at them, be it.
Mate, honestly, like somebody said, who was I was watching TalkSport, right? There was Darren Ambrose. I want to say Darren Ambrose. Apologies if it wasn't. What's his name? Akinfenwa. And whoever was hosting the show. And this Spurs fan phoned in. I kid you not. I'll find it. I'll prove it. I'll find it. And said, this is the worst football he's seen. This was worse than Nuno and Jose. And he said, this is not his Tottenham Hotspur. Conte's got to go. And Ambrose and then he basically said what frustrated him was 2-0 down with 15 minutes to go at United. We didn't even start chucking long balls in and throwing blokes in the box and whatever. And we brought on loads of defenders. And Ambrose and Akinfenwa said, no. Because at that stage, Conte's just trying to keep the score down. And I sat and I thought to myself, I'm sorry. It wasn't like we were losing 4-0. Surely, Kuva, at 2-0 down, you chuck the sink, don't you? You do something.
Absolutely. It's one thing we've always agreed on, mate. At the end of the day, this is people say it's just the results. But,
no. Sorry, no. He scored, but
I'm a bit behind you on the screen.
Oh, sorry. Yellow card.
I'm probably several minutes behind. In fact, I'm coming up to 40 minutes.
Oh, I see what happened. Right. Okay. Sorry. Coates. The ball's flicked on from the corner. Coates diving header, and he's gone like that, and it's hit his arm and gone in. So he's got a yellow card. But I mean, again, shocking defending.
Well,
here we go.
Let's
ask this one, Kuva, to you. Question for you guys. Let's say Conte left today. Would you be happy with Poch coming back?
I'm a massive Pochettino fan, but no. Pochettino isn't going to turn this around at the moment. Pochettino needs a clean sheet where we're building from the back and bringing in young players. We haven't got that at the moment. Mm-hmm. We've got a very weak base to build from. We need sort of emergency methods. We need the sort of Harry Redknapp type man management style manager who just gives the team some belief in playing football. Recapture all the basics, passing the ball around like it's fun to do rather than playing with fear. That's the only way I see the football improving. So it's got a big sort of larger than life character. Just bring some fun back to it. It just seems like we're trying hard to do what Conte wants, and the players aren't capable. And because we do so little attacking, it's almost like they're rusty every time we try and actually do something.
I just can't. I mean, I'll come back to Poch in a minute because obviously, listen, I'll be honest. Anytime I say I'm not a fan of Conte, the first thing people say to me in my YouTube comments every day is, "Oh, you want Poch back?" And it's like, well, no. If they knew me, they'd know that I'm not Poch's biggest fan. You know that, like,
yeah,
Kuva, because I think, like you said, Poch is a particular style of manager where you need. I think first of all, you need everyone that can press. I think you need those young legs. I think you need that way of being able to play football. I don't think this would suit him. But this comment here of can't play good football with these players. Now, good football, Kuva, is subjective. I'm not asking, I'll say this every day of my life, I'm not asking for Pep Guardiola tiki-taka. I'm just asking that we don't get outplayed by everyone we play against and that we actually attack teams. Not for 90 minutes, but since they scored, what have we done? What have we done to try and get back in this game?
Well, this is it. We always hear this from so many people. I feel like I'm in this tiny minority of people that want to be entertained by what I'm watching. It's people say, no, it's all about the results. That's all that matters. For me, no, it isn't. I want to be excited. I look forward to watching us play. I don't want to just like glance at a little clip of results on the news or something and think, oh, we won, great. I want to watch the game. I want to enjoy watching the game. It's all about excitement. It's all about bits of flair, bits of creativity, things that get you out of your seat. This does not do it for me. Even if we're winning this at the moment, I'm not enjoying it.
No, we're football fans, Kuva.
Absolutely.
Right. What I don't get about it is I feel where football's lost its soul a little bit with these fans that say that. Oh, sorry, this pug is really annoying me. He's just sort of sleeping right. Can you look? Just sleeping across there, and he's hurting my leg. And bless him.
Practice your goal kick. Open the window.
What was I saying? Where I think football's lost its soul is football used to be a working man's game, right? And it used to be that the working man would go to work all week and he'd go and watch his team play on a Saturday. And that's where his money went and blah, blah, blah. And you want to be entertained for at least that 90 minutes. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to play brilliant football, but as I keep saying, Kuva, if we look at Pep Guardiola's football as the pinnacle, right? And Conte's football is down here. There's a lot of other ways of playing football in between there.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right. So it doesn't need to be swashbuckling or this. And this is what I don't get. When fans are telling me that the players aren't capable of attacking and better than this, you've got Perisic's son, Kane, right? Lucas Moura. Are you telling me those four couldn't play a quick game? Getting down the channels. I just don't believe it. I'm not believing this at all. Just quickly, Pete from North London if you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe to Pete at North London has said, players are gone. Only a matter of time. Conte, bye-bye. Kuva, you've been a Spurs fan for how many years?
Since 1976, so
Right.
46 years.
Okay. As a Spurs fan, you get that feeling in your stomach when you know things aren't right and you know it's all going off the rails. Have you got that feeling, or is this a bit premature?
If you asked me at the end of Wednesday evening, I would have said, yes, that feeling's there. I thought it looked like the end of Mourinho's reign. However, we did have a response against Newcastle. The result was bad, but we did at least start doing something. We looked dangerous at the start of the game. We were hitting some very fast counters, looking good for it. Put them on the back foot a bit and created a bit. And then it slowly seemed to fizzle out. Newcastle realised what we're doing, set up to defend against it. And after Kane had scored, we didn't look like we were going to get another goal. It was all far too easy. And I just thought, there's nothing coming from... This is where I think you can't blame Conte too much, because he's trying one way and he wants to... He's looking at the bench to who can he bring on. And there's just nobody there. Who was there that's like, oh yeah, that's a real spark. He's a real live wire. He's going to turn things around. I don't see it. But the general level of football, anyway, I agree with you, mate. It's just bad anyway. The passing game's gone. What did we used to always be? We were world renowned for being a two-touch, attacking, passing football team. We're nothing like that now. It's gone. It died years ago. Brought back occasionally by the likes of Pochettino or Redknapp or Martin Jol.
So let's look at some of the comments then and see what people are saying. I'm sure I've seen one where I'm getting absolutely digged out. So they're my favourites. We'll come to that in a minute. Darren has said, Levy has hired Jose, Nuno and now Conte. He has abandoned entertainment. Now, the worst thing about this, Kuva, is he came out in the club statement 18 months ago maybe and said, we are going back to the Spurs philosophy of playing entertaining football, didn't he? And then hired Nuno. Liam said...
Sorry, can take that one back further as well. Been mentioning it a lot recently. Start of Levy's reign. We got rid of George Graham, who just won a cup with us. He was an ex-Gooner. Of course, he was going to be an unpopular figure. But he had at least won a cup for us and turned us into what looked like an actual cup team again. We had something going for us. Levy brings in Hoddle, club legend. Of course, everybody's happy with that. Then you get all the big talk of, big signings following, which, of course, they didn't. Then sack Hoddle. Oh, yeah, sorry, that was the point. The very same phrase was, we got rid of George Graham because we've got to bring back the traditions and values of this club, attacking, passing football. We then sack Hoddle and bring in Jacques Santini. If you think this football's negative now, my God, you should have seen that. It was like laying out some cement.
Kuva, my God, I did see that. I was alive for Jacques Santini.
That was sort of football to slit your wrists by. It really was. Well, I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. It's the phrase. It was terrible. So as soon as that happened, you realise Levy's full of shit. It doesn't matter what he says.
He is.
Watch what happens, not what he says.
I mean, Liam has said we need a technician in midfield, someone who can play. I mean, this is the question for me then is this. Conte's been here a year. He's had 2 transfer windows. We can see that we need a technician in midfield. Why was one not bought out of the 9 players that we've signed? This is where, again, it's if Conte wants these things and is not getting them, for me, I'll respect the man more. If he turned around tomorrow and went, I'm off, I've not been backed, I'd go, cool, I get it. A ditcher, here we go. He said, so, now never say that you aren't Conte out, like you have been saying for quite some time. Listen, a ditcher, let me tell you something, right? There's 2 things here. I don't actively want Conte out, right? But I've always said the same thing. Kuba will back me up here. If I wake up tomorrow morning and Conte's gone, I don't lose an ounce of sleep about it, right? Because on the one hand, I appreciate that you can't keep bringing in new managers. On the other hand, My eyes appreciate that I don't want to watch this crap every game. Let's see what else we've got. We've got so what a son smoked. I mean, he looks awful again, doesn't he? Hang on. Sorry, 1 second. Someone wants to.
Well, when's the last time Son has a ball played into his path?
Yeah,
never happens. We'd never see the best out of him anymore.
Richarlison, he's not even playing them. We're going down that route now. C to the fourth has said, yeah, it ain't a complex system. I agree. This system is not a complex system. It relies on, though, two things, C to the fourth for me. The first thing is your wing backs have to be very competent going that way and that way. They have to be competent. The second thing for me is if you're going to do this, yeah, your centre-backs have to be very comfortable bringing the ball out and starting the game off for me. Otherwise, what happens is the centre-backs drop so deep to get the ball. Now all of a sudden, you've got 5 at the back, 3 up front, and you've got this great big gap in the middle. Tom Young has said...
I want to add to that as well. If you look at the fact we know the style of players we want to build out from the back, play ourselves out from the back.
Yeah.
Is there anyone amongst the fan base when you see Hugo taking a goal kick and he's got Dyer one side on the 6-yard box and Sanchez on the other side and he's about to kick the ball? Is there anybody that can watch that without watching it through their fingers like that? It's you're expecting us to concede a goal almost instantly. We just can't do it. Instead of Hugo just punting the ball long, we jiggle it around her a little bit, and then at the very best, one of the fullbacks or whatever, has to punt it long from the corner flag area. We're terrible at playing out from the back. That's the thing. We've done all these things. If we're going to back Conte, and people say we did back Conte, we didn't improve the defence. We didn't improve the goalkeeper. Hugo can't play out from the back very well, can he? Never has done. So we're looking at a defence that can soak up goals and play out from the back. That ain't what we got.
Just quickly, I want to show 2 comments, Kuva, that show how different we all are as football fans. And thank God that we're all different. And how sexy does Pedro Mendes look there with his lovely long hair and grey beard. And the goal that never was. So, say what? This is my favourite chat of the night so far, I think. He said, how can you jokers, I think that's me and you, call for Conte out? Hang on, Pete, welcome to the stream, Pete. You've come just in time.
Boys.
Say what has said, how can you jokers call for Conte out? You clowns, so jokers and clowns, need patience. Conte, this squad is piss poor. It's far from a complete Conte team, but we are not doing too bad. We're 3rd in the league and still in the Champions League.
Here's the instant reply I've got for that one. Just look at that 3rd in the league and still in the Champions League bit. How long are they going to stay? Earlier in the season, I hear from Spurs fans, best start ever to the season. How brilliantly we're doing. But I hear at the same time, Arsenal are top. Oh, no, but they won't stay there. They'll fall away. I agree. I think they'll fall away. But I also think we will fall away. They're saying the league table lies when it's Arsenal, but it's all true and backs up how good we are when it's us.
Can I just say as well, first and foremost, I don't think anyone has openly called for Conte to be sacked out of me and Hoover. We'll ask Pete in a minute. But second of all, this whole 3rd in the league nonsense, let's be fair. The league is so tight now. Two more defeats, you're down in 10th. Right? It's not really I just don't get it. Pete, talk to me. You've just sat and watched, I would say, a game of football first.
That's 45 minutes of my life I'm never getting back, put it that way.
I mean, mate, is it not only is it bad each week, is it getting worse each week?
Yeah, I think so. The players are done. You can see it.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's done. It's just when. It's not if, it's when. It's the writing's on the wall. I see your comment when you replied to my super chat. You must be getting that feeling. Come on, we've seen this before.
I've got it. It's there. It's in my stomach.
Yeah,
I've got
it. You just know. I had it weeks ago.
I had that feeling against United. Against Newcastle, I thought oh, well, at least we've improved there. We started off quite bright, creating some chances, and then it just slowly went. And it's just continued. It's
done. I think the thing is, for me, you look at players like Kane and Son, and they look more dejected than the rest of them. Yeah. And they're the ones that carry us. So if they're not motivated, the others, you got no hope. Absolutely no hope, because nothing's coming anywhere else.
I want to ask a question. So for anyone in the chat, now bearing in mind, no one so far has said Conte out. But for all those people that want to defend this style of football, can I ask, how many of you that defending it defended Jose? Because Jose had much worse players, and I seem to remember us being devastating on the counter-attack. Like, Son and Kane were ripping teams apart by themselves. This is... I just don't know. I mean, guys, is this worse than under Jose Mourinho?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think for us, I think the Mourinho, he started the Kane and Son thing, so it was fresh and it was exciting. Now it's been flogged to death. And I think even them two are probably bored of it. Because like, if we don't do it, nothing's going to do it. And it's not hard to suss out anymore, is it? Let's be honest. And Son has been dreadful this season. Something's clearly not right there. I don't know what it is. And
you're not allowed to say that. Will Stewart will come for you.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I don't give a shit. It is what it is. Kane's been crap as well, but he scored goals. But Son's overall play has been... He looks a shadow of himself.
Yeah.
Big time. You can't deny it. I don't care what stats get rolled out or...
Can I just... Sorry, just quickly. Say what? I'd love you to come on the stream and we'll have this debate. But again, let me nip this rumour in the bud. When we say Conte's had one window, you cannot overhaul a team in one window. Right. Have we overhauled anything in one window? Forget a team.
No.
Has there been one signing in that window that's come in and you go, yeah, now I see what we're doing? Because Longley, no. Bissouma, no. Spence doesn't get a game. Forster, if I'm right, hasn't played a minute of football for us. Richarlison's been meh. And Perisic has been largely underwhelming. So, guys, I'll ask you two, Pete and Kuva, when I keep hearing this, that you can't do it all in one window, as far as I'm concerned, we've not done anything in one window. Is that harsh, Kuva?
No, I don't think so. I'm repeating myself all the time on this one. First thing we knew about Conte's way of playing football, heavily dependent on wing-backs.
Yeah.
How did we address it? We got Perisic, who, you know, on name alone, you'd think good player, very good player. But he is in the twilight of his career. His legs are going. He can't play all the time. Who else did we get? We got Jed Spence, who doesn't get a kick. You know, he's had, about 8 minutes of football or something like that. And then Udogie, who isn't even at the club. So how did we address the fullback problem? Nothing, really. We got a little bit of a dodgy-legged Perisic to show for it.
Right, right.
So that's the primary way we're going to play football and provide for the manager. Second, like we were saying earlier, soaking up the opposition's attacking options. You know, defend, soak up all the pressure and the shots. So you've got to have nice 3 solid centre backs, haven't you, and a good goalkeeper. And they're going to play out from that way. So they're all going to be good on the ball as well as good defensively. Great. So how did we address that? Oh, we got one lad on loan and hoping that he recaptures form that he had several years ago.
Right.
Not last season, several years ago.
Right. Right.
This is it. So what was that transfer window?
So with that in mind then, Pete, if we're saying that and fans are telling me that he's asked for 3 or 4 more windows, if we keep having windows like this one we've just seen, surely all we're doing is just adding more and more deadwood to an already deadwood squad. And that is why I keep saying, Pete, I would have respected Conte at the end of that transfer window. And Kuva, you did many shows with me over the summer, and you know I said this, come out at the end of the window and say, I've not been backed, we're not aligned, what my team wants and what the owners want are different, I'm off. And then as a fan, you go, there we go, it's all on the owners. But the guy comes out and says, I'm happy, Pete. He's come out and said, I'm happy. Look at this crap.
He toes the line, doesn't he? Let's be honest, the window was just like every other window at Spurs, a disappointment. Yeah, I spent the last 2 days in there having arguments on Twitter with people telling me we'd show real ambition. And I was like, where? Show me. I can't do it. I'm waiting for them to all come back and apologise. Yeah,
they won't.
No, there should be a long queue of them, but none of them have turned up yet. Listen, I don't want Conte sacked, far from it, but we need to see some sort of change. It's either got to come from within. If that means he has to go, then he has to go. But carry on like we are, it's just a matter of time. Let's be honest. He's tried a couple of things. Listen, he's been sold massively short by owners and Paratici. Not a question. Yeah. As we keep saying, two things can be wrong at the same time. It's not just one definitive thing.
Right.
Yeah. There's a root cause of everything, but then you got other layers that are coming in on top. And for me, the way he sets up the team, the tactics he employs, he's not helping the situation. Yeah, a bad situation. He's making it worse if that's possible. And I just think you can't. There's too many people that just want to defend Conte to the hilt for some reason. Like it's brand Conte, and he can't do no wrong. And you think, hang on a minute, this isn't Guardiola here we're talking about. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I don't get about it, guys. Is all I keep hearing is this is a world-class proven winner. Now, first and foremost, world-class for me. I'm sorry if you haven't even won a Europa League. Right? If you haven't even won a Europa League or a Champions League, why am I putting you in the bracket of world-class manager? Second of all, world-class managers would not have this group of players playing this style of football. Kuva, I'm not saying we've got a technician. I know we need one, but I watch Højbjerg look much better for Denmark, right? Bentancur plays for Uruguay and played in a decent Juventus team, right? You've got Perisic, who stars for Croatia and Inter Milan. Kane, Son, Kulusevski, Richarlison, who plays for Brazil. No one's going to tell me this is as good as they can get it. This is by design of Conte on the training field.
Yeah, 100%. They got to accept it. And just, you said, it doesn't mean you're pro-Levy or pro-Nick all of a sudden. It just means we've got that problem, but we've also got another one.
Yeah.
Said, do you know what I mean? That is it. It's not just there's only one problem at the club and that's it. Because this is dreadful. This is absolutely dreadful.
Even watch the way we come out second half. All the ball with Sporting Lisbon. Now, no disrespect to Sporting Lisbon, guys. They're a decent team. But I guarantee you, if Spurs signed 5 or 6 of these Sporting Lisbon players, our fans would go mental.
Yeah, of course.
And we'd make them look shit.
I just don't get it. I mean, all I see Conte doing is what Jose did, but not as effectively.
No, because it's been tried. It was worn out. It's worn out now. He's trying to just do the Kane and Son thing. What he just lived off Jose's tactic. Let's have it right. Since he's been there, it's been all Kane and Son that's carried us. Remember last season was Kane, Son, and own goals as top goal scorers. So it's been worn out now. No fresh blood really got added in terms of quality. That's not his fault. Has he done enough to influence the window? I don't know. Because as you said, and I said, he can't be happy with what's gone on. Stop saying it. If you're happy, then you're part of the problem, basically. The Emerson Royal scenario can't be ignored. All you got to do is have a pulse and a right foot, and you're better than Emerson Royal. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no one else can get a game. It's just bizarre. There's too much going on to say you cannot blame this man at all. He has had other options to use, and he's not using them. Bissouma, I don't know what we've done with him, because it's not the Bissouma we bought from Brighton. I don't remember him playing holding midfield at Brighton either. But every time he plays for us, that seems to be what he's doing, and everyone else is running forward. I just can't work it out.
Sorry. Also to say when he keeps harping on about we're in third, we're only 3 points ahead of United in 6th. Would he still be thinking it's a great how we're doing if we're in 6th place after a week?
We might be in 2 weeks, mate. We've had a nice run of fixtures against the bottom teams, and we've still looked second best in them, but managed to win them, snatch them. Yeah, we've not dominated many games. Southampton maybe at the start of the season. If we played them now, I'd probably lose. But other than that, any team that can string 3 or 4 passes together and has sort of any semi-decent goal threat, we get turned inside out.
And guys, this is the comment for me, Kuva. This is the comment.
Yeah,
again. This whole thing gets knocked out of gets knocked into reality when we look at Eddie Howe has been at Newcastle for, I want to say, the exact same amount of time. right? I think they join like a week apart or something.
Give or take,
right?
give or take, yeah.
Give or take, right? They've had the same amount of windows. And I think we did this the other night. I think one of the clubs has spent 5 million more than the other. So we can't even say, oh, it's because they got billionaire owners. They've gone and look at them. They look a team. Now, obviously, we're above them because Newcastle, when Eddie Howe picked them up, were bottom of the table, hadn't won in 13 league games. He's got them looking positive, front foot, 1-2 passing, pace, attacking. But yet people will tell me, oh, this is a dead squad. Conte can't be expected to do anything with them. Sorry, what's the excuse for that?
Newcastle are still even playing players like Longstaff, aren't they? And everybody,
they got a striker in midfield. He made Joel Linton, he put him in midfield.
Playing brilliantly as well, doing it.
Yeah, and he's running the game.
And the other one that always winds me up, we always have fans that will write off the likes of Eddie Howe because, what's he done? He's only been a ball. There's no appreciation for what a job he did there. Well, shoestring budget. I expect some of our players earn more in a week than he gets to spend on players in a year there.
This is a great comment, by the way. This is a great comment.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. Liverpool 2-0 up at Ajax. Darwin Núñez scoring again. I keep hearing how bad he is, and he keeps putting the ball in the net. Guys, I mean, this is the thing for me. Look, Pete, you hit the nail on the head when you first came on. The problem with so many fans is it's always one. It has to be one thing, right? We apparently, as a fan base, we're not allowed to say that 2 or 3 things might be all wrong at the same time, right? And when you look at it, hang on, hit it. Oh Jesus, oh my God, right? So I'm not absolving any blame from Enoch and Levy for the bigger picture, right? For the
root cause.
But what I'm saying is, when these 11 players go on the pitch, right? This is Conte, because when everyone keeps telling me it's the same players that have been letting us down for years, right? Since Conte's been here, he has had Richarlison, Kulusevski, Bentancur, Bissouma, Romero, Longley, Perisic, Spence. Before that, when we signed Royal, when we signed Hill, Galini, Forster, Sarr, not all these players have been here for 5-6 managers like fans want to tell you. So where does the blame lie? I mean, are we going to blame Levy because he picked the manager that picks this style?
Yeah, it's a long-winded answer to all this, isn't it? It's a whole series of shows with this stuff. All I'm going to say is, you just have to look at it this way. Who is our next manager going to be after Conte? Because at some point he will go. What sort of manager
that's the one we
have?
keep hearing. Yeah.
What sort of manager will we have? What sort of football will we be playing? What will be the plan then? Bring in youth? Will it be bringing in experienced players? Nobody knows. We have no direction whatsoever. Just flip-flops one to the other on the whim of the chairman. That's the problem with this club. 22 years, we never know which direction we're going to be going with the next manager.
No, I agree with that. He's tried every route and fucked it up because he never fully commits to each one. He's all like, well, I'm going to go down this way. Then we get like halfway there, and then let's close up the wallet, and then that's it. And then it all falls apart, and then the old cycle starts again. I go down another route, another manager. But since he sacked in the summer when he released that statement, it seems like ages ago, about wanting free-flowing football, every manager who's employed since doesn't play free-flowing football.
Yeah.
Sorry. I need to. I can't stand it. Right. Say what? Right. Every show I have one nemesis, and it's going to be you this week. This is how fickle some of you are. None of you were moaning about Conte when we were in good form, but all of a sudden you throw your toys out the pram when our form dips. Absolutely not. Kuva, you will back me up on this. I have been saying for as long as he's been here, I cannot stand his style of football, right? Because the difference is, say what, Fans like you, I bet you were one of them that rated the window like a 9 out of 10, right? Fans like you go, oh, we're third after 11 or 12 league games. It's amazing. Fans like me go, bigger picture, it will fall apart, right? And I guarantee you it will fall apart. And at the end of the day, for me, I like to think I'm a bigger picture fan, right? The bigger picture is this. If you back Conte, he will build a solid team, for sure. If you're a Spurs fan and have been for longer than 5 years, you know that's not happening under Daniel Levy and Enoch. So I'm at the stage where I would rather see a younger manager, right? And they may as well sell Kane, sell Son, and just turn around and say to us, the philosophy for this club for the next 5 years is to build a team of young, hungry players. And because of that, we are going to put the ticket prices down to 40 quid a game. I would rather do that, right, than what we're doing now of pretending that we're trying to do something. Sorry, guys.
We are the equivalent of football club. I've got little man syndrome, like Jack Wilshere. We go around giving it large. When it comes to the crunch, we just nothing. Bottle it every time. On the pitch, off the pitch. Just we fall flat on our face.
I mean, what's the plan?
Most of us. Sorry, Dave. Sorry, go on.
I just saw a chance. That's why. And then he scored again.
That nice leading question, yeah.
Yeah. It's
makes you laugh, doesn't it? Like now, all of a sudden, we've woken up a little bit. It's like, this is what I don't get. For such a world-class manager, has my camera gone?
Yeah.
Nice wanky wank face on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. 1 second.
It's not your most flattering.
There is no plan though, is there, mate? That's what we're.
There's nothing. It's all fucked. It's all fucked. It's just another experiment that's gone wrong.
Here's a question for you then. If Levy came out one day and he just said, you know what, we've screwed up all the time here. This is no quick fix. So what we're going to do, going to get a committee of former players in to make footballing decisions. And we're going to back our academy massively, invest hugely in that, get young talent from all over the world, bring them in there, start bringing them into the first team, get a young, exciting manager in, build with the team like that. But it's going to take 5 or 6 years before we really start seeing any of the true benefits coming in. Would you take that?
No. I'll tell you why. Because I don't. 2 reasons. One, I don't have any faith that they'll deliver it. Because we've had all these promises before in some way, shape or form. 2, in terms of the academy, we are so far behind on picking up the best kids around the world. I don't think we'll ever get in that position because the other clubs are miles ahead of us in that.
Oh no, I do mean completely rebuilding it. It's because it's just junk at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, it don't produce nothing, does it? Let's be honest. We might as well not bother with an academy team. It's just there to fulfil fixtures.
Crap, isn't it?
Because it's like none of them ever go anywhere. All right, we've got one here, Edwards, who we let go, but most of them, they're either at the club till about they're 25, like Niall, John, and all these other players. You think is that geezer still here? Yeah. And then they end up joining a team in League Two for like 200 grand. Yeah. When is there ever, or we can never get rid of them like Winks? We don't produce them. It's because we're so late to the party and picking them up. Teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, now City are doing it. They're well in front because they get in there early. They go in there with the money as well. Money talks at the end of the day. It shouldn't be at that level, but it is what it is. And they see it. And if you was a kid, would you put your eggs in Tottenham's basket for your career? Would you fuck?
No. This is the key thing for me. When I say about I take that style of manager now where you just go for a project. Look, we've had Kane and Son through their peak years, right? And we've not built a team around them to win. We're not going to do it anytime soon. And all these fans that keep telling me, yeah, give it 3-4 more windows.
Oh,
right?
every fucking 5 years I've heard that.
4 windows time, Kane and Son are 2 years older than they are now, right? If you're Kane and Son, first of all, you're not signing a new contract to stay at this club at the state of it's in, right? Even if they did, you've now got a 32 and a 33-year-old up front. What are we doing? There's no plan. There's no ethos. I don't know. I just don't know. It's like with Liverpool. Look at Liverpool, right? The players they're buying. All right. They've had a little dip in form this year, whereas they've been at the top of the table for the last 5 years, right? Carvalho, quality player from Fulham. Harvey Elliott, quality young player. Nunes is young. Luis Diaz is only 24, 25, right? You can see when they're buying those players in, you can see what they're doing. And then you look at Spurs and you go, okay, Spencer's 21, but we don't want him. Perisic is 33. Forster's 30. It's like, what are we?
Sarr doesn't play.
Sarr doesn't get it. I just don't get it.
Jack Clark, we're forgetting him.
Look, again,
he's at Sunderland. He's at Sunderland, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But why did we buy him?
Oh, because Levy smelt a quick profit because he was doing well at the time. Thought I'll quickly flip him for a pound note. Yeah,
thinks we can do a Chelsea and forgot that we don't win anything, so we haven't got we haven't got the clout.
Pete, this one's for you, mate. Again, Aditya, you drive me mad, mate. Again,
this geezer.
Right, I understand your opinions, but we need to give Conte time, at least one full season. Right, first of all, we're not Arsenal. Just because something's happened at Arsenal doesn't mean it's going to happen at Tottenham. Second of all, if we're going to say to a manager, you need 2 to 3 years, do you guys in the chat truly believe Conte is your guy for a 2-3 year project?
When has he done that? When has he done that? When has
he done that? And Pete, could you sit and watch this crap for 2 to 3 years?
No, not at all. Not at all. Sorry, it's the extremes are too much. Thing is with Arsenal, what they also forget is that Arsenal doing well now, but the owners have ploughed in 400 million into that squad,
right?
So that goes a long way. So yeah, if you stick with the manager and back the manager,
and this,
and
this, Pete.
Yeah, I agree. I say I do the one with the Goon. I have the Gooners on every week now. They're loving it, but they're money in every window. The manager can get rid of who he wants. If he wants a player gone, he's gone. Ozil gone. Mustafi gone. Aubameyang, off you go. No, full well, they never had really a proper striker. Still done it.
Though, didn't they?
Yeah, they went fine. If you don't want him, and you saw it in the documentary. If anyone watched the Arsenal one, I had to for research purposes. But he went, I don't want him. He's got to go. Yeah, and he was gone. And they worked heaven and earth to get rid of him. Where if that was us, and they go, Mourinho didn't want Ndombele. Daniel Levy was like, but I spent 65 million, mate. We got to try and get something out of him. And what about the Celso? That was another 45 million. You got to try and get something out of him. And it's always the same old. Or we try and flog them for the same amount of money we bought them for.
That's true. If we get that, we've done well.
Mate,
go back further. Go back further. The Magnificent Seven that we brought in.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Likes of Paulinho. We're celebrating almost getting our money back on him when we sell him.
Just quickly, say what? I'd love you to come on then and we'll have a debate about why this whole give him 2-3 years doesn't work, right? Come on and we'll talk about it. But I bet you won't, right? The problem with that is this. As I've just said, Kane and Son in 2 to 3 years, right, will need to be replaced, right? Hugo Lloris will need to be replaced. In 2 to 3 years, I fully expect if Romero develops, he will go to Madrid or Bayern Munich or somewhere, right? Mm. This is not as simple as in 2 to 3 years he will build something, because we will lose loads of players en route. And which players are going to come to us when we're in free fall? So say what? Come on and let's talk about your 2 to 3 year Conte plan. Aditya, you can come on for 10 minutes. Tell me about your 2 to 3 year Conte plan and how you think we're going to replace the other 8 plus Lloris, Son and Kane in 3 years. I'd love to hear it.
Let's not forget the first of these windows was this summer Wasn't very good, was it?
Look how that turned out. It's stupid. It's like you hear now. Wow, we've got to wait till January, and then in January, it's really hard to do business in January.
Right? Yeah.
It's the same old shit every year. Yeah, it's just like.
But you can guarantee if Arsenal or Chelsea or something need another player in January.
Well, every other club managed it.
Yeah,
it was like COVID. No one else could buy players because of COVID. We couldn't buy a player, but everyone else managed to do it. And
Chelsea got players lined up before the transfer window opens.
Of course they do. They know what they're doing. They had players lined up when they were banned. They're like, just wait a minute, and then we'll come.
Again, just quickly say what. Listen, again, if you want to come on, I'll debate it with you. But what I won't have. Don't put words into Savva's mouth. I have not once said a manager should come in and turn us into world beaters. What I have said is that this manager, it's not about winning. We're not going to win anything. But if we're not going to win anything, don't make me watch this crap week in, week out.
Exactly.
Right? I have conceded defeat. Pete knows this. Kuva knows this. They know me well enough. I have conceded defeat that we're not winning anything anytime soon.
40 years, fucking says
right?
it.
All I'm saying is I need to see some sort of a plan, an ethos, and this is crap. Every team.
I'll tell you what, that summer when Conte first came in, when Conte was in and Paratici was there, and I remember having conversations about, I don't like Conte as a manager, but perhaps him and Paratici are the catalyst to change Levy and do the right thing from now on. I've lost hope now because that's not happening. All we saw was
he is getting away with murder.
Yeah.
He is getting away with murder, Paratici. Absolute murder.
For sure.
If I was Conte, I'd be chinning him because he's left him. Here we go. Look, it's all kicking off.
But the thing is, Pete, we were told that Conte was this no-nonsense man, right? That we were told he'd walk if he wasn't backed. He'd kick off at Levy. And so far, what I'm seeing is a pattern of when we're winning games, he don't say anything. When we're losing games, it's
Dummy comes out.
I wish I was in a transition like Man United. I'll make give over. You've had 10 new signings. If you didn't want them, you could have walked at any point.
But we knew he ain't going to walk. We knew he weren't going to walk. We said it because he's got 20 million reasons not to walk. And you got the whole thing with Juventus going on, and you think that's just it's just all coming together, isn't it? It's everything is all going to happen, and he'll be back there. It's just I'd rather just do it now before the fucking World Cup. Just do it because you know it's coming. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes during the World Cup. He has a little glass of wine and thinks about himself and thinks, "Fuck this, yeah, I can't do it, yeah," because it's obvious the players are not playing for him. They don't believe in what he's asking them to do. Yeah, and bear in mind, ask them to run 300 miles before every game and every week, and then to not play any football. It's like when you have a kid and you get them to do something you want them to do, but then don't let them play after. It's just human nature. They're just going to push back and go, "I ain't doing that. What am I doing it for?" It has a very short shelf life when you play and manage that sort of way where you just run them into the ground all the time. It's all right being super fit and everything else, but if you don't play any football out of it, what's the point? They don't enter football to be runners. They want to play football.
I mean, the funny thing is, right? All summer we heard that this was from fans. What a window. We've added depth. Like, do you remember, Cooper, when we used to do the Friday afternoon phone-in show? And what's his name? I really like him. He had the background of the alcohol. Soren. And I remember he used to say to Soren every show, but where's the depth? Well, no, there is if you look. Now that we're in a bad run of form, people go, "Oh, but it's not Conte's fault. There's no depth." Some of these fans can't make their mind up. Can they?
Soren's a clever bloke. I think he will have probably revised his opinion.
But the thing is...
Yeah, I'm not having a go at Soren, but...
In places there is depth, or not quality, but there's depth in right back. He's still playing Emerson Royal, the worst out of all of them. So you're like, I mean, how long did it take to give Bissouma a match? So you think you've got options there, better options, and you don't even use them.
Do you think he wanted Bissouma, Pete?
I don't know. I can't work him out. I'm not going to lie, because you think if someone offers you Bissouma after you watch him in the Premier League, you think Premier League proof midfielder, top quality. He's seen him dominate midfields. Liverpool, he's give every midfield a run for their money. Destroyed ours on his own. Why would you not want him? But then it just don't seem to happen. Same as you hear the whole, he was offered Maddison, didn't want Maddison, offered it, and you think, you can't have it. Right, I can't have it.
Pete, if he was offered Maddison and said no, he deserves everything he gets.
Yeah, well,
I truly believe that, because James Maddison would light up White Hart Lane, and I'm always going to call it White Hart Lane.
Well, he did for Leicester, didn't he? And then you had to take to.
But
you saw
what if the reason he didn't get said no to James Maddison is because he was promised Milinkovic-Savic or something? That'll be an entirely different reason for turning it down there.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny, Cove. He should. He's not fresh off the boat. I mean, Daniel Levy's reputation is well known. Do you know what I mean? The likelihood of that happening. Yeah, at the end of the day, you've got to take what you can get now. Given how Conte normally is a short-term manager, it's not like promise. It's not champagne tomorrow. It's like, well, you need it now. And
I think a lot of the problem as well is that
it's all right. Session's coming on. Everything's all sorted out now. Session's coming on.
Oh, thank God for that. He'll be whipping in some killer crosses.
The funny thing is,
when I watch
Bissouma play for Brighton, and again, this is where you can see about the manager. Under Potter, who's a progressive manager that wants to attack, that wants to keep possession of the ball, Bissouma was excellent. Every game I watched him for Brighton, and I remember, lads, in the summer, we all said, yeah, what a signing. You watch him play for Conte, he's almost the deepest of the three, and he's never driving forward. And you think, he's been told to do that, because I've watched his game
all day long. You know it, because he don't play that normally.
It's just,
and that's why he probably waited so long when Conte said he needs to learn a tactic of the game, because he's obviously trying to get him to play a whole new position.
This is the big issue.
Position.
Remember, we always get told, Conte's getting in the players he wants. This is a Conte player. This is a right. So Jed Spence can't even get a kick, and Conte actually confirms that it's a club signing. Yet people can't apply that same logic to Udogie, who's not even at the club. Why would you want to have somebody to improve your team that isn't even going to be there? And then Bissouma, if Conte had said, I really want him, he must be thinking, I really want him, but he's got to come here because he doesn't play exactly what I want. I've got to retrain him. Why would he want him in the first place if he's not playing how he wants?
Well, we buy players like that all the time, innit? We could Doherty played wing back. We put him in a back four.
They're club signings, aren't they? If that's what always been my understanding of a director of football, they go out and get the players. The manager then just coaches the coach that just then deals with what he's got. You will get a bit of conversation saying, "I want this sort of player," or occasionally you might even say, "Can we get this one?" But at the end of the day, these players are being supplied by Paratici and Levy.
But you would have think with Conte and Paratici's previous relationship and history that he'd be getting served up better than what he got served up. Do you know what I mean? Surely them two would do a number on Levy and go, get me as much money out of him as you can and get me these players, because then we can do this, that, and the other. But it just seems like Paratici's fucking Judas. He stabbed him in the back. He's come over here, mate. Yeah, and it's like inviting him out. Come on, we'll go out on a piss, mate. But by the way, I ain't got no money.
Yeah.
He's mugged him right off.
You could say his Paratici's reputation is built off who he was working with at Juve, wasn't it? Murata, I can't remember, something like that. And I heard people saying that ages back. People have obviously been following the Italian game more than I do. And it sort of follows. You get the assistant to the one doing the good stuff forge their own path. It's not quite the same. We've seen that with managers as well.
The thing is, for me,
Steve McLaren springs to mind.
Yeah.
Like you said just now, Kuva, the funny thing is I remember at the end of the window, everyone said, okay, of the 7 signings, if we're including Udogie as well, 6 of them were all Conte signings. The only one that wasn't was Spence, because Levy did the deal. But yet you come to any game now, how many of these new signings are playing?
How many tonight? Just Perisic, wasn't it?
Just Perisic, right? And you look at it, even now, who's he bought on? Gill. Gil and Sessegnon. Right? This is what I mean. Everyone, and all summer we said it, Kuva, and all summer it was so frustrating. People going, "Oh my God, this is an 8 out of 10 window. Look at the depth added. Look at the quality. These are Conte players." Well, if they are Conte players, then this is on Conte, right? So fans need to make up their mind. Either this was a great window and it was Conte's players, and this is on him, or it wasn't, and it's the owners. And Conte should say, "You know what? I'm walking." I told you.
I think the whole setup with chairman, director of football, manager, it can work brilliantly. You can get some managers that will just quite happy to just work with whatever comes through the door because they have full trust in the director of football, and the director of football gets what he needs from the chairman.
But that's the bit that falls down. That's the bit that falls down because Daniel Levy cannot just hand it over and go, right, there you go. He's got to be involved. He's got to be involved. Everywhere else, director of football was given their budget. There's your budget. Do what you want with it. What you sell, you keep. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then they get on with it. At Spurs, it's like, there's your budget, but I might use a bit of that because I might fancy buying a player, you know? And
Pete, we talked about this a little bit earlier with Harry. We talked about Harry Redknapp. If Harry Redknapp, not now, but when he joined us in 2008, whatever it was, hang on. Oh, Lloris has saved that. It should have been 2-0. If Harry Redknapp took over this squad with wide players like Son, Perisic, right, Kulusevski with Richarlison and Kane up top, are you telling me we wouldn't have a go at teams from the beginning of games?
No, we played better than this. I said I'm not asking for. I don't expect to get a new manager in and everything's going to change overnight. But there is better football to be played here. We've played it in patches. We had a little couple of moves tonight where it was all little one touch. You think, there you go, they can do it. Yeah. So it's in there. It's not going to be well beaten, but there's something there to nurture. And we got in and we made a chance out of it.
Pete, huh? we seem to wait, right, until Sporting have got their goal, naturally retreated in this second half, then we have the ball. Why does he send them out every first half to look as bad as we look?
Because you know what's going to happen. We're going to get sucked, and they'll get one at the end.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Wait till you see this, guys. How we are not 2-0 down. Wait till you see this.
Give it a minute.
Jesus Christ.
I think I've just seen the first one you were talking about.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
See that one? Yeah, the save.
Right. He's had a shot. Lloris has pushed it out, and the guy's missed an open. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. We're living on borrowed time here.
It's
I've just seen it now.
Unbelievable. Oh. The first one you're talking about is, I notice it's Lucas Moura who gets back to make the last ditch tackle.
Honestly, this is just. I'm
they
sorry.
Just run through our central defence.
I can't. As much as I absolutely hate Enoch and Levy, I cannot blame them for this style of football. I can't.
It can't all be at their door for this.
It can't all be.
And you know what? If we're getting outplayed by Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, even Man United, you could say, okay, fair enough, because they're better than us. Yeah. But we're getting outplayed by everyone. Yeah, teams with half of what we've got are tearing us up all the time.
Have you seen it, Kova?
Oh, no, I'm just pretending. Of course I've seen it. Jesus Christ.
And you think it's everyone's doing it to us now. And it's like, fuck's sake. It can't all be. I expect to get beaten and turned over by them teams, but I don't expect to go to Nottingham Forest and play like and be battered. I don't expect Newcastle to come to our ground and play us off the park for large parts of it, and we look unconvincing. Let's be honest, we were shit against Everton as well. We grabbed it, we nicked the draw. Yes, I've seen us go to Man United before and not turn up. It's in our DNA to do that now and again. Yeah, you can suffer that now and again. Do you know what I mean? Them things happen, but it's every fucking week, every week. And now, if you remember, when we got drawn this group, everyone was like, "We win that group, happy days." And it could be we won't even get out of the group, let alone win it. Because do you fancy going to Marseille the last game of the season needing a win? I don't.
Christ, no.
Yeah, don't worry, Longlay's coming on now.
So here you go, guys. As the group stands, right? As it stands,
Oh, don't bother.
We're third, didn't we?
Sporting are home to Frankfurt in their last game, right? We're away to Marseille. As it stands, we just need a draw at Marseille. If Sporting win their last game and Marseille beat us, we're out.
Yeah, if we don't win this, we're out. I'm telling you now, because there's no way, because Marseille need to beat us to go through. Yeah, and you do not want an away game like that on the last game and the thing. And you think the way we're playing, because do you remember what I said to you in the week, Savva, my prediction about the timeline?
Oh, we've scored! We've scored a goal. Amazing! Well done.
Another one, and then it'll be a brilliant night then.
Everything a big one. Is it Kane? Is it the Kane flick on a corner?
It was a corner, yeah. That's how we score now. That's how we play. Hang on.
We're stoked with Tony Pulis.
Has it gone to VAR? I don't know what's happening here, though.
Oh, fucking hell.
You know what it's like. All the players are surrounding the ref. Hang on, let me have a look. Right. So, Paratici has whipped in the corner. I think they're saying...
It looks like the keeper was impeded, wasn't it? And that's what they're trying to say.
Keeper, I mean, it looks soft.
I've just seen it. I'm just waiting for the replay.
You can't take that goal away, surely, but you've seen them given.
It's Europe, isn't it?
You've seen them given. Come on, just give the goal and play on.
There's nothing wrong with that. Keeper's never getting that in a million years.
Should be given. It should be given, but you just never know now, do you?
No, he just fell over. Look, you can see it there. He realised he ain't getting up, and then he just fell over.
Lucas Moura off, Emerson Royal on.
Oh, for fuck's sake! This is what I'm saying. Where do you defend that? In what logic, in what sanity is that an answer to win a game?
Long lay for Davis. He just loves bringing defenders on, doesn't he? He absolutely.
I'll give him his due. That's all he's got. But he's put Hill on already.
But
attacking point. Don't take Lucas off. Keep your attackers on. I agree.
So what is he trying to achieve with Davis off and Longley on?
Oh, don't ask me. But why take Lucas off?
Lucas off, Royal on.
Bear in mind that ball's going to be pumped in there soon, or probably not, because we're not clever enough to do it. And you think if anyone's going to nick you a header or something, it could be Lucas. But you might as well just get the white flag out of Emerson. If you're their left wing back, you're like, thank fuck for that. He's coming on. I ain't got to worry about him now.
Napoli are 3-0 up against Rangers. What a good team Napoli are this year, by the way.
Very good team. Yeah, got some good players in that team.
See, now you're telling me. Look at their manager there. I guarantee if anyone said about that manager or most of their players coming to Spurs, our fans would go, nah, rah.
They got that lad in their team, innit? I can't remember his name. Is he Georgian?
Yeah, Krafshili or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he reminds you of the old King Clancy back in the day for Man City. He's sort of like that ilk, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't actually think that changes anything. Because if we don't win this game, Sporting have to win their last game and Marseille beat us, we still go out. So
you have to win this game. You've got to win your home games. It's end off. We made this problem by losing to these lot and dropping points away to Frankfurt. You got to win. It's a must win. But like I said during the week, if we lose this, I think we'll drop points to Bournemouth. And then you got Liverpool. I think after that could be enough. I think, as I said, that could be the one. He just goes, nah. I don't think he'll get sacked because Levy won't do it. But I think because he don't look happy anyway. Let's be honest. Does he look like a man who's infused in ready up for the fight and all that? He's just like, I'm waiting to be put out of my misery,
mate. If a top club came in for Conte, if you were Conte, you'd snap their hand off right now, wouldn't you?
He's waiting for he's looking at the phone every day hoping Juventus call him.
I can see why Man United didn't now. I can see why. Oh, should have scored that, Eric. Should have scored that. But I can see why Man United went for Ten Hag instead of Conte. because he'll build a philosophy
and a way of playing.
And this is, again, what we've had to do is go 1-0 down before we then decide, oh, what are you doing out there, Hugo? What are you doing out there, Hugo? Oh my, what are we? Oh my God.
Have they scored?
No, they haven't scored, but just...
He's losing the plot lately, isn't it? It's all rubbing off. Everyone's lost their heads.
I mean, it was offside in the end, but Hugo didn't know that.
I've seen him, yeah.
Oh, what's he?
Oh, fucking, what is he doing?
This club it's the club that keeps giving.
But it's another thing. We're trying to play out the back with Hugo. And you think, he's the worst keeper in the league to try and do that with. Jose clocked it and went, don't bother doing it. Just get rid of it. Yeah, don't start all that. Just kick it out of the pitch and we deal with it up there. And then we're trying to play out the back with him and Sanchez. You know what I mean?
Oh God, yeah. Dyer really should have put the header away before, shouldn't he? Yeah, I agree, Pete. It's, you look at Hugo taking a goal kick. You're looking through your fingers now. You're praying he doesn't screw it up.
I'm going to say something, right? I keep hearing about how bad Brian Hill is. Every time he comes on for a cameo, I think he does so much more going forward than most of our players.
He has a go. That game he came on against Frankfurt, I thought he sort of swung it back in our favour. To be honest, he got the red card, didn't he? Won the penalty. Should have been given a better ball by Kane. He got let down there, and then after that we never saw him again. You think, oh, that's a bit of man management. Then at least in the next game, at least if you bring him on for 15 minutes as your attacking sub, do you know what I mean? See what he can do next.
That might be his use, smiting that, because if he starts a game, I don't see him doing anything. But when he comes on with some space opening up and players,
teams are tired and that, After that game,
look at him here again, getting on the ball, and you know what he does that the rest of the boys don't?
Put his head up.
Confident.
He goes that way. His first thought is go forward.
But I couldn't believe that after that little decent cameo. This is his first. No, I think he came on the other night against Newcastle when the game was dead and buried. But you think, let him have some more minutes after that. I'm not asking him to start, but at least 15 minutes.
Get out of my. Get out. Everyone in the chat will tell you what I'm talking about. Get out.
It's got to be Dyer or something.
No.
Emerson.
Oh my God. Wait till you see it. I'm not even joking. Wait till you see it.
That's got to be an Emerson.
I'm already past that stage with him. Fucking hell. I've run out of...
Oh my God. Wait till
I just see it.
Have you just seen it? Oh my God.
How do you defend giving him any minutes? Come on. Now, the whole Spence thing, I get why Conte... Look, what is he doing? He's trying to do a no-look pass, the fucking idiot. Wow. He can't even do a pass when he's looking the right way, let alone when he's not.
Wait till Cooper catches up, look.
But when you think, okay, the whole Spence thing, Conte ain't going to pick him yet because he's got to make a point. All right, you made your point now, mate. But he can't be worse than what you see here. I'm sorry.
I can't wait for it.
I refuse to believe it.
Still catching up.
And Lee McQueen on Last Word on Spurs constantly puts out posts about how Royal's good and it's not his fault he's not a right wing back.
Yeah, he had COVID 3 years ago and all that. Yeah, he got shot.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's even better in slow motion.
Yeah, because when you see him try and do the no-look pass, isn't it?
Oh my God.
He should get fined for that. He should be fined for that.
Yeah, but Conte keeps playing him.
That's what I mean. It's undefensible for that. I mean, didn't he spend £1 million learning how to be a footballer? He should have better off doing a plumbing course or something. Because I think that's where he's going to end up very quickly.
I think he's got an IQ lower than his shirt number.
Oh, mate. He's got the IQ of a road cone, the geezer. Let's be honest. He is fucking useless. And it's probably shame. He's probably a really nice lad, but you think this is football. And I'm saying, imagine your players and Kane, you're thinking, well, that's where my service is coming from. My hopes of scoring rest on him.
The analogy I had for Emerson before was You remember these old school stories like Famous Five and stuff, and they were getting up to all these adventures, and they'd bring the dog along with them, and the dog wouldn't know what's going on, but it's just happy to be there. That's Emerson.
Have a look at the chance Eric Dyer's just missed.
It looks like he's paid to play. Like in the Sunday League when you play and the manager, he picks his own son, even though his son's shit.
Yeah,
it's like that, isn't it? It's like, how's he getting in the team? Is either related to the manager or he's paying for it. Oh, fuck it. Oh.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
I mean,
50p head.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Just, you watch how many, if we don't win this, you watch how many Spurs fans go, oh my God, we had loads of chances. We were brilliant.
Yeah.
Listen, when you have a first half like we had.
The only way is up.
Oh, Jesus.
Bear in mind, they should have had this game dead and buried by now.
Hugo's just tipped one around the corner, to be fair. I mean, he should save it, but...
I thought we should have saved their goal, to be honest. It weren't a rocket.
Stephen Thomas, I don't think Royal is Brazilian. He can't be. No. I've never known a Brazilian like it.
Yeah, I thought we had the worst. I remember Gilberto.
Yeah, I was about to say,
yeah, we've bought his equivalent here on the right-hand side. Weren't he a left-back?
You couldn't tell, could you?
He's like Ali Dia, isn't it? The ones at Southampton. That's what he's like. Actually, he's probably better than him, Ali Dia. Fucking hell. You think, how's he getting picked?
I'll say something for Dyer. He's a bit unlucky because if it had been at the other end of the pitch, he probably would have put that away.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't. This club, man, I mean, I don't want anyone spinning this into being a good performance. This is shocking.
Shit.
We're only ever decent when we're coming from behind, and something's riding on it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, we're playing a team that's shit, proper shit.
Would you both agree? It looks like we play with fear.
Oh, for sure.
When your tactic is to surrender possession all the time, you gain an inferiority complex because you're like, why we keep letting them have the ball? The manager must think they're better than us, and it's happening every week. And you look at the amount of chances we give away every week to any team. I'm on any team. It's in record numbers. What were the 18th rated team for giving chances away in the league? 18th.
Yeah, shocking.
Come on.
Yeah. And all our tactic is long ball over the top.
Oh, that's all we've got, mate. All we've got is nick the ball in midfield, counter attack.
Yeah, and balls over the top. That centre back must have had like a fucking ironing board because all he's done is gone bonk, 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 bonk.
Here's the trouble now. Even if we go on and nick this in stoppage time, people will just look. They'll look at we look at the stats. We must have been doing.
Oh fuck! What the fuck was that? Who was that? Oh, Bentancur.
Yeah, no, you're right, Cougar. You're right.
Oh yeah, they try and make it out look like it was some heroic battle, and we were unlucky. We were shit.
We shouldn't be in a heroic battle at home.
No.
Bearing in mind, these just lost 2 on the bounce to Marseille.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that well in their league, according to Giuseppe.
Can anyone in the chat tell us where are Sporting Lisbon in their league table, please?
The manager's about 15.
Come on, right. We've got 2 minutes left by my clock.
Yeah, I'm 30 seconds behind you.
Right, Hill's lovely pass from Brian Hill. Hill, for me, comes on and does bits, Good ball in from out, yeah.
It's like he needs a cup game, innit? But the problem he's had, Hill, every time he's been given a start, he's been started with all the second string shit.
Yeah.
He never gets a chance to start with the better players.
I wouldn't be against him getting a start against Bournemouth.
No, why not?
Why not?
I've always thought Hill's a bit crap, and I think he's too lightweight. He'll never make it. But from what I'm watching recently, why not give it a go?
Right, exactly.
He's done more than Lucas Moura did in the time he was on.
Yeah, true.
At least he tries to play a ball. He gets his head up and he's looking and he plays a decent pass.
Look at this. This is a good point. I mean, listen. without belittling other teams, let's be fair, that was the best group I think we could have got. And we've literally made such heavy weather of it. It's unbelievable.
It's embarrassing.
You know what? Here's the other thing. Okay, supposing we do have to go to Marseille, and supposing we go there and snatch a win and get through, what's the point?
Yeah,
we're going to pull out a big gun and get absolutely blasted out and humiliated.
We're going to get rogered, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
mate,
it'll be Bayern Munich, you know it, don't you?
So any good team over 2 legs. I'll tell you what would Napoli do?
We'll get Napoli. I was about to say Napoli. We'll get torn to shreds.
Right, last 30 seconds for me. Get it in the box. Get it in there.
Even if we drop down into the Europa, people will then go, "Oh well, we got a chance of winning this one.
We've won it. We've nicked it.
No way.
Well, we've nicked it.
We have.
Sparkling result.
We've nicked it, and Conte's jumping about like crazy, like he's pulled off some sort of mastermind.
Well, that's what.
The White Hart Lane miracle.
Yeah. Listen, I can't even get excited.
Oh fucking hell! How did we get away with that,
mate? Listen, we've absolutely pulled one out of the bottom drawer there. I mean,
that was a two bob header from Emerson Royal there as well.
How we've won this.
He must be sick of that manager.
No, he's going to be offside. It's not going to be given.
Oh.
Isn't it? I don't know. It's come off the... I don't know the rules. Like,
come off the defender. And it hit his hand.
I don't think they're going to give it. I don't know. You know, I used to think I knew the rules.
It's not offside there. He's offside there.
Kane was offside when he headed it.
Yeah, but it hit the defender, didn't it?
Yeah, but is that still a...
it changes all the time.
That's defender playing him on then, isn't it?
No. He was off.
They changed the rules. He hasn't deliberately... Well, he hasn't deliberately gone to play the ball, has he? It's just hit his knee.
But Emerson Royal has gone to... I don't know. He's got... I don't know. It's just...
I can see that getting knocked off.
I don't know. I think he'll give it.
It's the initial ball in. Oh, no, because it's not... Oh, yeah.
Second phase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did. I think they changed it. It used to be like that. But then if the other player hasn't made a movement towards the ball, I mean, he is running in direction, but the ball sort of hit him. Now we've got
this is the sort of thing you get. Like Chris Sutton apparently has said Spurs have been brilliant second half. That's embarrassing.
Oh, fuck off. Yeah, we've been shit.
Right, now we're all just sitting here waiting. I think he'll give it. I genuinely don't know the rules. I genuinely don't know.
That's the thing with that one, because it used to be, and he's only got to touch the defender, then he's the opposition being played on. Then they changed it to say if he makes a movement towards because for that reason, it could hit a defender by no fault of his own, and then he's played someone on.
The thing is, yeah, so when Emerson's gone to head it back, let's be fair, the header by Emerson was
shit.
Right? When he's gone to play the ball, if he had headed it straight to Kane, Kane was off.
Yeah.
But I mean, how long does this take?
They're probably getting out the rule book.
I mean, you'd have to be a brave man to allow a goal at home with 60,000 fans watching.
Yeah, they're too busy taking pictures of the stadium, mate. They don't care.
It's surely got to start, hasn't it?
No. Goal? No goal.
No.
No. Offside. No goal. Yeah, he was offside.
It is by the letter of the law now.
You know what, guys? You know what? This is the narrative now, is the bad decision. The bad decision is the narrative rather than how bad Spurs were again.
But that is the rules. That's the rules. It's in the rules. If it's the rules, it's the rules.
Yeah, look.
It's not robbery if you...
Look at it. as Emerson Royal's trying to play the ball into the second phase of play. I'm talking like a pundit now. I have no idea. Fuck it.
No, that's the rules. They changed the rules.
Conte's been sent off.
Yeah. Can he send off Emerson Royal while he's at it? Do us all a favour. But that's the rules now. If it hits a defender and he's not gone to play the ball, then that's not classed as a deliberate attempt to play a ball, so it won't play the player onside. Where that used to be different.
This club, man, it is the club that keeps giving.
Listen, we've got the result. We don't even deserve a draw, to be honest. Let's have it right. Yeah, because they should have buried us in the first half. And they've had chances in the second half. Hugo's been running around all over the place.
It's all over. It's all over. I mean,
that's it. It's done.
I don't know, guys. I've got a show starting in 4 minutes, so we'll wrap up for 2 minutes. All in all, Kuva, your overall opinion of the game tonight?
I enjoyed the chat, but football's a load of bollocks, isn't it? But we played better than we did against United. I'll say that.
That's not exactly a high bar, is it? That's
Not,
the lowest of lows.
Which even when we look like semi-competent, we don't look great, do we? Still squander a hatful of chances. Still let the opposition get loads of chances. Like as Pete said, we could have been several down at half time. Even
in the second half, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Hugo's been on the halfway line and all sorts. He's been running around all over the place. If they could finish, we'd have been out of sight.
See, how can this finished Liverpool team go to Ajax and win 3-0? and we can't, no disrespect, but we can't blow away teams that are, I mean, I'm going to have a look. Right? We've played Sporting Lisbon, standings. Sporting a fourth, but 9 points behind Benfica who are top. Right? I mean, it's no disrespect, but it's not.
It's piss poor.
Guys, I need to go. I've got a show starting in 2 minutes. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful chatting to you two lovely gentlemen. Thank you for everyone in the chat. If anyone does want to jump on, I'm not joining a show. I'm hosting a show. It's a European and Premier League review, looking back at the last week's games and looking forward to the next week's games with me, Henry Wright from Henry Wright TV, and also Devo from the Mad Sports Network. He's joining us tonight. So the link is in my bio. I'm going live in about 4 minutes. Thank you very much, Pete. Thank you very much, Kuva. Love you all. See you later. Take care.
Come on, you Spurs.
And get out our club, Enix.